Mississippi. Yep. Hello, welcome in, Yanni. Fairway, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here, y'all. I appreciate you. Let's get rid of that. Man, give me one sec, you guys, please. Um, we'll start here in just a second, you guys. Um, can everybody hear me okay on the mic? Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Thanks for joining, you guys. I really appreciate it. Nash Johnny, welcome in. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Please share this live. Let's get it out there. We need all 3 million truck drivers to come in. So anybody and everybody, please share the live. Please tap that screen, like it. Let's get this out there. Let's get some folks in here. Really appreciate you guys. Okay. 13 Cowboy says, yes, he can hear me. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. How's everybody doing today? Where's everybody? What's everybody's 1020 today? How is everybody? I'm trying to get that pumpkin off. I don't know why that's still on there. Thank you for all the likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. 11 people in here. Appreciate you guys all being here with me tonight. Loco, I'm doing good, man. I will give you a call tomorrow for sure. Okay. Sorry, today it just kind of got away from me. So sorry about that, brother. Parwin says driving to New York. Awesome. Uh, Micah says in Indiana. Trucking assistant says Indiana. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna get into it in a minute here. Let's get 50 people in here and then we'll start our night. I hope everybody is doing well. Can you start a stopwatch for me for 2 hours, 120 minutes? Actually, make it like 125 minutes. Thanks everybody for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Driver Appreciation Week. Is everybody aware that it's Driver Appreciation Week, September 14th through the 20th, 2025? Let's see. Loco says, I think you didn't find a load. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did not find a load. I was going to do my live talking to other drivers today. Hopefully tomorrow we find a load. I'm pretty sure we will. And as soon as we find a load, Truckwise Insurance, welcome in, brother. How you doing? Truckwise Insurance, everybody, go follow him. That's a really good dude right there. Go follow him. He's doing his best to help the American truck driver and their families. I will not support anybody unless they're like a decent human being that are really trying to help the American truck driver and their families. That dude is really trying to help people. I talked to him 4 or 5 lives ago. Vanguard says, how many trucks do we need to block the entire entrance of the White House? We need to have a message. I don't know, but I don't know if that would be the best idea. Yeah, but any idea is a good idea. We need national attention, correct? Oh, awesome. 54 people. Okay, let's get into it. This is a call to action. This is a national emergency and beautiful lives are at risk. The trucking industry in America needs attention and an executive order needs to be signed by the president to save American truck drivers and their families. We need to restore power and control and financial wealth back to the American people. Thank you for the heart me. I drove from Nevada to Washington, D.C. to talk to the president for truck drivers and their families to share how bad the trucking industry is currently and how bad it's become, how corrupt the trucking industry is, and how American families and the middle class are suffering tremendously. Truck drivers are being taken advantage of every angle you can imagine. Brokers and mega carriers are justifying taking, in some cases, 30 to 50% of the load's revenue to the truck driver that they have earned. At times, the broker is selling loads 2 to 5 times before they even have a truck driver for that load. That's wild to me. Or they have contracts for loads for their customers and they don't have enough drivers. So how do you have a contract when you don't have actual drivers? It's wild. It just lies on top of lies, you know. I would love it for the industry to be based off truth, facts over feelings, right? This depreciates the revenue for the load for the American truck driver. Truck drivers are paid empty miles between loads. I estimate on the low end, you guys, I've said it many times, $14,400 a year in lost revenue because of this. We're still paying our maintenance, fuel, wear and tear, and our time, y'all. Um, and that belongs to the American truck driver. Tow truck drivers that come pick up our equipment when it breaks down, they get paid mileage from their house to where we break down, the hours that it takes them to hook up our rig, and then they get paid the mileage to get to the repair shop. And that's understandable, right? Well, our trucks, our heavy equipment need to be paid in the same way. All miles should be paid for. This is a business, not a charity. Truck drivers receive pay zip code to zip code in a straight line or as the crow flies. And in reality, trucks do not drive like this. They go from address to address, not zip code to zip code, not in a straight line on the top, looking on the top of a map, or as the crow flies. Trucks don't drive straight lines. They drive like this all over America. In my estimation, on the low end, we're losing about $29,000 a year in lost revenue for this, what I call scam. Shippers and receivers constantly waste our time and our money by holding us hostage on the docks, hours and hours. They're scrolling on social media and they're wasting times on their phone instead of producing and getting us loaded and unloading. We are regulated on time by the FMCSA, Federal Motor Safety uh, Administration. Truck drivers are losing approximately 480 hours or $24,000 in lost revenue per year because of this wasted time. You know, within reason, if something breaks down or someone calls in sick, like I get it, right? We're all reasonable. But a lot of the time, 30% of the time, I feel like they're literally saying that there's nobody to work, but there's like 6, 7 employees just sitting around looking on their phones. Like, that's not cool. Like, I got to go. This is a business. Y'all do too, right? We sacrifice so much for our families, for the American people, and for this great economy. We are away from our families around 300 days a year, give or take, depending on what type of trucking that you're involved in. We miss birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, funerals, surgeries, weddings, all for our families and for the American people. So the economy and this country stays strong. The American people, and so that they can have their goods and services, so that they could live and work. It's an enormous sacrifice not to be taken lightly and to be recognized by all. The American truck driver has earned the right to be greatly rewarded, okay, for this very noble sacrifice. Again, guys, thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follow. 79 amazing, beautiful people in here. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me. Truly, that means the world to me that you are here. We're spending our time on the earth. Thank you for the follow. We're spending our time together right now. That means everything to me. So thank you for the shares. Thank you for the likes, the comments. You guys are blowing this up so we can get more truck drivers in here. That's the goal. Let's get everybody united in one area. We're not going to see eye to eye on everything, but let's make our lives, at the very minimum, let's take back full control of the trucking industry like we should. $25 a night minimum hazard pay for sleeping away from our loved ones per night. Living in a 73 square foot box is not a lot to ask for. Imagine putting a bed in a bathroom and living in it for 300 days a year. Not that much fun, right? That's what the American truck drivers do for their families and for the American people to keep this nation strong. Let's go. The American truck driver has earned this very basic human right: medical, dental, vision, and a great retirement package for all drivers and for their families is a must. Truck drivers and their families are the lifeblood and the backbone of this great nation. Our time is now to be heard. We need all 350 beautiful American souls to hear us loud and proud from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. In the 1970s, a company driver made approximately $35,000 a year. Today, that would be approximately $170,000 a year. In most cases, right now, company drivers are only making about $60,000 a year. It's ridiculous. It must change. Owner operators made about 60,000 a year in the 1970s, which today would equate to about 340,000 a year. And that's net. That's not gross. Okay? In today's market, most owner operators, not all, are making about 120,000 a year as a small business owner, and that's a shame. That's not cool, and that's not anything that the drivers are doing. That's not knowing their cost per mileage. Most of us know that. If you don't know what your operating costs are, what you need to be paid for by the mile, be informed and educate yourself. But if you do know, like me, do not take less than a certain amount, right? Like for me, it's 350. So that's just me. Uh, even at, let's see, this must change. We know that in most cases, the mega carriers and the brokers are the ones behind what's going on with the low wages. Even at 5 to 7%, brokers would still make a really good living, you guys. Like a really good living. So 30, 40, 50, 60%, no, that needs to end. And I want to make it very clear, there are a lot of amazing brokers out there. I'm not hashing on all brokers. I feel like there are a ton of good brokers out there that I know personally. Thank you for who you are. They don't rake us over the coals, right? They're fair, and that's all a truck driver wants. That's all I want. Um, Instead of a living wage appropriate for today's cost in the living industry or in the trucking industry, trucking is down 20% and inflation is up 30%. That means we're making 50% less than we were 3 years ago. And we are still producing the same amount of energy, the same amount of time to keep America moving. That's not right. This must be changed. It needs to be changed immediately. Truck drivers and their family need the public's help enforcing laws that are already in place to protect truck drivers that have already been passed. If you're an American citizen, Tarika says fact. Thank you. Thank you for the likes and the shares, y'all. Comments, all of that helps us get out there. 13,000 likes. Thank you. I appreciate it. 117 awesome people in here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Okay, it means a lot to me. Thank you. This is a national emergency. Um, if you're an American citizen and you're watching, please listen to the end. The American truck driver needs you now more than ever. We truly need you. Thank you for the heart, man. I really appreciate it. And the likes and the shares, y'all. Truck drivers, we need our own lobbyists to work in government agencies to protect our way of life and our revenue full time. We need full time lobbyists in government to protect us. If we don't act immediately, legal and illegal foreign truck drivers will dominate the industry through mega carriers and brokers, and we will make pennies while the few get rich. The American middle class truck driver is slowly burning out. Food Food for truck drivers at the truck stops is terrible, and it destroys the truck driver's health and well-being. Take your take your pick, poison or sugar. We need healthier options at the truck stops, please. Coast to coast, truck stops parking lots are filling up with trash. Our truck stops, they're starting to look like third world countries. And it breaks my heart to see that. I love this nation. I know if you're watching, you love this nation. We all love America. We need strict laws passed. You litter, it's a $2,000 fine or a day in jail. Take your pick, you litter bug. Um, and you must pick up the trash right then and there and throw it in the garbage can. We're tired of seeing trash. Be respectable. Come on, y'all. Let's start holding each other accountable and being more professional. This is our beautiful country. Let's start respecting her. It breaks my heart to see more and more small business owners going out of business in all lower 48 states, not including owner operators, but plywood. Plywood is around the windows in small shops. Weeds are growing up around the property, and the paint is starting to fade, while corporate giant buildings, ugly buildings, by the way, no offense, no, just respectfully, I say that, are coming up, popping up more and more, making the mega rich richer and the corporate giants richer while the middle class becomes poor. Remember, the middle class is what built this great nation, not the rich, not the poor. It feels like 10 to 15% of our nation's small business owners have gone out of business in the last 5 years. Let's strengthen the middle class. Carol Fuller, my heart goes out to you. They were in business 71 years. They just went out 3 weeks ago, you guys. Carol Fuller Trucking, they were in business 71 years, 600 American truck drivers and their families lost their way. They lost their jobs, and it's terrible that that happens. That's a great American, patriotic, beautiful company that's not here anymore. Thank you for the likes, the shares. Thank you for all the awesome comments. I see you guys. Sign says, "Sir, I support you. My salute. My salute to you too, sir. This is Driver Appreciation Week, so my hat goes off to you." Brokers tell drivers that there is no extra money in the load, so stop asking. That's not true, though. They are gaslighting us and they are placating all of us. Customers they're paying 30% right now more for the goods and services. The shippers are paying 30% more. Brokers just don't want to pass that on to the drivers. Instead, they want to trick you into signing a carrier package, signing away your rights, your 371.3 right in the FMCSA code book. They don't want you to know what the shipper is paying, but you are federally protected through FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. You are protected with code 371.3 to know and have broker transparency and to know what the load is actually paying. That way you can base your business off how much of that revenue you need to run. Thank you for the heart me's and the shares and the likes. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Brokers are doing this and should be ashamed of themselves for taking more than 5 to 7% of a load. You did not earn that money that the shipper is paying the broker, the truck driver, and some other people. The truck driver is doing 90% of the work, not you. Let's start asking brokers what the shipper is paying for the load. We have that federally right protected for us. Then you can base how much revenue you need to run your business. That's how we win over drivers, okay? That's how we get the revenue that we need to survive. That's how we get the revenue from a honest, hard-earned day's pay. Brokers in a lot of cases are pocketing enormous amounts of money from the American truck driver and their family. They're taking out of their family's mouths. That's what they're doing. They're taking food off the table. They're taking repairs away, taxes. It goes on and on. Again, not all brokers are bad. There's a lot of great brokers out there. So if you're a shady broker, I highly encourage you to go talk to one of these brokers that are very fair. FMCSA regulates truck drivers and their equipment. Understandable. Let's have laws passed so that we can have brokers regulated into a max percentage of 5 to 7% for the load, and to regulate shippers and receivers to get us loaded and unloaded in a timely fashion, or pay us a minimum detention pay and a minimum overlay pay. Our equipment is not cheap. We must be paid for it, even if it's sitting. Truck drivers love protecting the public on these American roads. It's what we do every day. Human life is of the utmost importance to us. We must enforce and pass laws where there are CDL scams, there are MC number scams, DOT number scams. It must stop. We must get this under control. We need FMCSA to put a cap on CDLs, brokers, factoring companies, and carriers, and insurance. It's not that, don't get me started on insurance. There are only so many shippers in this country, and the amount of people and companies in the trucking industry needs to be limited so that those that are truly passionate, those that are truly safe, those that are truly passionate can make a decent wage for themselves and their families. Insurance increases have become a scam and have become so expensive that a new business owner or driver cannot afford it. The middle class is being pushed out so the mega carriers and so the rich can get stronger. All we did by doing this is make the rich richer and the middle class poorer. That's all we did. And remember, the middle class is what built America and it's what runs America. Bravo, we are destroying our country by making it non-affordable for a new guy to run a small business or have the American dream. That's all we're doing. The time to save the American truck driver and their families, their small business, which is the actual strength of the American economy and the American dream, is short. We all, please, must act immediately. And the American dream for 86% of truck drivers, or the American dream for 86% of truck drivers will perish if we're not careful and act now. We are all connected, from the medical industry to the farmers, to the person that flips burgers at the local hamburger shop or restaurant. Um, it would be great if we started uniting as one. Let's think, let's think bigger and stop making the rich richer or the poor poorer. Help one another instead of thinking about ourselves. That's what I'm doing here, and that's why I started this, to think of all of us, to get some sort of unity so that we can put into fail safes where this will never happen to another American truck driver or their family. Um, Cost of preventable maintenance and repairs have risen 30%. You all know that. Inflation. Understandable. Everybody's just trying to survive. Everybody's just trying to pay their bills. However, the dollar has not been passed down to the driver. The shipper is paying the extra money due to inflation from the customer. So as the customers buy things, that money is going back to the shipper. It's just not coming to the driver. So who's in between the shipper? Who's in between the shipper and the driver? The broker, right? So I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. We need extra revenue given to us by the shipper so we can keep our trucks safe, keep the public safe. Beautiful lives, beautiful American lives are at risk right now. We need to unite and take back our rightful place in the trucking industry, which is the top. Thank you for everybody being here. 145 amazing folks are deciding to spend their time with me and this very important message. I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Y'all are 21,000 likes already. That's amazing, and I really, really appreciate it. Please comment, share. We're also on YouTube. If you guys could, please. We're at 25 subs over on YouTube, Truckers Unite Now. Once we get to 50, we can start going live both on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. So I need your help. That if you could please do that for us, we would really appreciate it. Truck drivers' minds, emotions, our spirits, and our physical health are being destroyed 1 mile at a time because of these current issues. Our lifespan on average is 62 years old because of the risk and stress of moving freight from A to B. We don't enjoy a full life like our fellow Americans because of the career that we have chosen to do. We choose this sacrifice for our families and for the awesome fellow American citizens that need truck drivers, or our nation comes to a stop. We have earned a bigger cut in the revenue for this very noble and difficult sacrifice. So, if you're someone taking an unfair wage out of a truck driver's pocket, shame on you. Respectfully, shame on you. That's probably like the weirdest shame on you ever, right? You didn't earn the bigger part of the load's revenue. The American truck driver did. So hands off our pay and our families' pay. All the American truck driver wants is a fair wage for their sacrifices. No, no one gives more in the transportation industry than the truck driver. Not just anybody can drive this type of equipment either. It takes a skilled professional, somebody who's very safe to operate this equipment. I would respectfully argue that almost anybody can be a broker working for home, but not just anybody can be a professional driver. Every day in America, truck drivers risk their life to get you the goods and services that you need. Driving a commercial vehicle is 7 times more dangerous than being a police officer. So think about that one for a minute. Think about the risk that we take every day. Brokers don't work as hard and they don't put their lives on the line like truck drivers do. So yes, the bigger part of the revenue has been earned by the truck driver, not the broker. Thank you for the heart me. Last year, we were preaching America first. What happened to that? I'm just saying, like, what happened to that saying? How about a new slogan that says American truck drivers first? Because without us, again, there's literally nothing on the table to eat. We are unpaid, overworked, and treated less than human in many places. Billions and billions and billions of American tax dollars are spent abroad while the American truck drivers are forgotten and their families. Enough is enough. Let's invest in our truck drivers and their families before we do anything else. In the boom of trucking 2021, thank you, John. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. In the boom of 2021, I personally made $151,000. I'm going to be transparent because that's who I am. I believe in transparency. Um, Best year I have ever accomplished in my life because the rates were so great. The IRS is demanding $44,000 out of that $151,000 revenue that I made. Um, I only had, and yes, I had a dozen deductions. Um, and yes, I have 6 dependents. So it's ridiculous. Excuse me 1 second. Um, all we have is a comb, honey. Hold on. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. My daughter needs something. That's all we have, honey. Um, Sorry about that. That's nearly 1/3 of my life, 1/3 of my energy, okay? And my family's sacrifice of not having me at home, all down the drain for the government. And for what? So the government can spend most of my hard earned money foolishly, spend it abroad for other people, other citizens, other countries. I don't agree with that. I want to see my fellow American taken care of first before any other country. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Um, I didn't start a small business and work my tail off and sacrifice my life for the government. I did it for my family and I did it for the American people. I work hard for us. I work hard for your family. I work hard for my family, not for families across the globe. I'm sorry, but I don't. A little is understandable, maybe 5%, but even God in the Old Testament only asked for 10. Yet the government wants 33%. That is crazy. Um, I want my taxes to help the American people, the American truck driver, and their families. I would like to see us strengthen every man, every child, and get back to the middle class before 1 cent goes abroad anymore. And that's just my opinion. First Amendment, right? Right? Freedom of speech. And that's my opinion. Have any of you truck drivers recently driven through Kingman, Arizona, Chicago, Illinois, or Memphis, Tennessee? In my estimation, our country's interstates, roads, and bridges are 30% destroyed. Let's spend our money on those first before we give money elsewhere. Let's invest into our beautiful country and stop holding it together with duct tape and baling wire. It's embarrassing, seriously. DOT pulls you into a scale house and asks you if your truck is kept up to standards for their roads. And that's understandable, right? We don't want to destroy the roads. But I asked the DOT officer, are your roads safe for my truck, my equipment? Because in my estimation, the last 3 or 4 years, I've been burning through steer tires and alignments like crazy because of these horrible roads. And it's not right. Every state needs to start appropriately um, putting back into their states and stop spending what is already given for infrastructure. It's not cool. We must look after ourselves first. 164 people in here. That's amazing. 30,000 likes. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the likes. If you want to go over to YouTube and give us a subscription over there, I'd appreciate it. And then we'll start going over live there to hit the other 50% of America. So we're going to do both at the same time. Really appreciate y'all being here and spending your very valuable, very beautiful time with me tonight to hear this message. Thank you. We're going to start bringing up people as soon as I'm done here. Every day, legal B3 visa holders come here to drive trucks set up by mega carriers, and illegal CDL holders also take precious revenue away from the law-abiding American citizen to the truck driver. Our truck drivers need to start coming first. Congressmen and women are constantly asking for a wage bump, right? Because of the cost of living and the expenses and inflation. A living wage is needed. That's understandable. However, the American truck driver needs to come first, and we have earned this great financial wealth to be paid to us for the sacrifices that we make and the high risk that we accomplish. We are the lifeblood and the backbone of this great nation, and don't you forget it, drivers. Truck drivers have earned this right to have financial comfort for themselves and their families. Without the truck driver, there is no economy. Remember that, drivers. I have talked to many truck drivers that have told me they have not been able to take a vacation at all for the last 2 to 3 years. It is unacceptable. Some brokers are taking 2 to 3 vacations a year off our hard earned money, off our backs, while truck drivers are suffering. That stops now. Broker transparency for every load and every broker must be capped 5 to 7%. And broker transparency, FMCSA Law 371.3 must be enforced immediately. Again, truck drivers have earned at least 90% of that revenue uh, for all their sacrifice, their high risk, and their hard work. Brokers spend on average 1 to 2 hours on a load, and in some cases receiving 30 to 50% of the load's revenue, while the truck driver spends 14 hours a day, 4 or 5 days on that very same load to only receive 20 to 30% of the load's revenue. There are too many hands in the cookie jar, period. American truck drivers at times are only getting 45 hours sleep to get these loads accomplished. Um, the broker does not have to deal with any of this the same way the truck driver does. The shift of revenue and power must be distributed back to the American truck driver where it belongs. A lot of people will placate and gaslight the American truck driver, saying that we need to drive more miles, or we need to work harder, or we need to budget better, or we need to better our finances. Um, no, that's not the case. Most truck drivers are very good at knowing their expenses and what they are. It's not complicated at all to know the expenses of what your costs are to run a business. What's hard is trying to get revenue when we need to stay in business out of the broker that the shipper is paying. The shippers are paying a lot of money, but it's so tight by the brokers, they're just not going to give you the load unless you sign away your rights. We don't need to work harder. We need brokers to be more honest and to stop being dishonest and justifying the theft of the revenue from the shipper. Over the past 5 decades, people in and out of the trucking industry has systematically and slowly placed themselves in all the right places. Right under our noses, while we work hard 70 plus hours a week, they have hired lobbyists to pass laws and reverse laws to benefit them in making more money. Meanwhile, we're losing more money. For example, mega carriers and brokers organizations like the ATA, the American Trucking Association, and the TIA, Transportation Intermediaries Association, get laws passed and reversed like there's a driver shortage when there is no driver shortage. There's only a driver retention problem. Drivers just want to support their families and stack cash like they should be able to. There is no driver shortage. There's a retention problem. However, if you can get people to believe that, then you can hire cheap labor outside of the United States instead of paying the middle class American truck driver a decent living wage to provide for them and their families. The middle class is under attack. And again, so the few can be rich, the many suffer and become poor. And the TIA and the ATA say that they are here for truck drivers when really they are here for the mega carriers and they're here for the brokers. They state truck drivers are skilled workers instead of saying the truth, which is American truck drivers are professional drivers. If you can lower the standards based off words, then you can get laws passed to pay truck drivers less money. You see how that works? So we're going to do the same thing in reverse. We're going to get everything back for ourselves that we have earned, not that we deserve, that we have earned. Um, it's a clever but dishonest and unethical way of getting rich and doing dirty business, in my opinion. ELDs are the same made up lie in the name of safety. Everybody talks about a free market, but how is an ELD a free market if you are forcing me to drive that 11 hours a day? Are we adults here or are we children? Um, we are trained professionals, and I have had hours before where I've had hours available on my clock and been too tired to drive. So as a professional, I have shut down the truck and taken a nap or went to bed because I'm not going to hurt somebody on the road. But on the reverse side of it, I've had no hours on my clock and I've been energetic and just sitting there staring out the window, and it's terrible and it's not right, especially when I have a load that's like 15, 30 minutes away. It's not cool, and we shouldn't be treated like children. We're adults. Um, it's not right, and it's not a free market. by forcing us to comply with the ELD mandate made up by people who don't really care about safety or the public safety. They only care about more money. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. Thank you for the likes and the shares. You guys are amazing. We almost have 200 people in here. Let's go. Please share as much as you can. Let's get all 3 million truck drivers in here so we can get this all done. 37,000 likes. Thank you for your guys' hard energy by pressing and tapping the likes. That's how we're going to get this done. This is how we're going to get it out there, you guys. So thank you. It would be better for our country for the 3 million strong truck drivers to make 170,000 to 370,000 a year than for 50,000 brokers and mega carriers to make millions each year. Again, the middle class needs to have earned revenue, not the few. The middle class needs that extra revenue, not the few brokers and mega carriers. Remember, 86% of the trucking industry are small business owner operators. They are truly running America. Only 14% are mega carriers and small fleets or large fleets, making up 14% of our country. In all industries where heavy equipment and construction, you must pay for that equipment, whether it's being used or it's not being used. It's called business. It's called rental. If you rent a skip loader from Home Depot, and you go over your rented allotted time for the appointment, you must keep it an extra day. You must pay an extra day for that, right? Whether or not you're using it, if you go over that time, you have to pay for it. Understandable, because equipment is not cheap to run, operate, or even sit and do nothing. We must start getting overlay pay and detention pay. No ifs, ands, or buts. We must have a minimum detention and a minimum overlay pay. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is a business. This isn't a charity. I estimate truck drivers are losing on average $15,000 or more a year, and it's out of control, and we need to charge for this like any other business does. Strict enforcement on this is a must. Cabotage. Mexican and Canadian drivers are allowed to pick up a load in their countries and deliver it to the United States, wherever it needs to go. It's irrelevant. However, by law, they are either to go back empty to their country or pick up a load in the United States and go back to their country and unload. However, at many times, people say it's a small number, but even one is too much. I believe it's a bigger number. I believe it's a bigger percentage. Many carriers and owner operators are staying here in the United States and delivering inside the United States to the United States for up to 6 to 9 months and taking away the revenue from a hard-earned American. Millions of dollars. Mega carriers have got caught millions of dollars doing this. They're taking away precious revenue from the truck driver and their families. And it is already a law. We just have to get it enforced. We need stricter enforcement. We must have a strict punishment if caught so we can protect our American truck drivers. If you get caught, your equipment gets seized the first time, and then the revenue gets distributed through the 3 million truck drivers. Don't like it? Don't break our laws. We are a land of laws. America, respectfully, we don't want you to come here if you're going to break our laws. These are our laws. You don't have to like them. My father would always tell me, you don't have to like it, but you have to follow it. American truck drivers have a code, 371.3, to protect drivers with broker transparency. Brokers have come up with a clever way around this. It's called a carrier package. A broker will tell the driver, if you don't sign away your 371.3 rights, then we will not give you the load. Under stress, a lot of drivers sign this carrier package because they are desperate to stay in business. It's unethical and it's a dirty way to do business. It's classless and it's fraud and it's a scam. Drivers, please stop signing away your federal rights. The broker is supposed to tell you, has to tell you, not supposed. The broker has to tell you what the shipper is paying for that load so you can give an amount of what you're willing to run that load for. Any broker that violates this, first offense, 1-day suspension. Second offense, lose your broker license for life. Drivers, be informed, and let's make America great again. There are thousands of fake and fraudulent MC and DOT numbers. They're set up for forever clocks. for drivers. They are making a lot more money due to this dishonest way, while the honest, hard earned driver obeys all laws and does the right thing every day. This must change to protect the law abiding truck driver. Cap MC numbers, cap DOT numbers, enforce the fraud, and only allow honest business in America. Let's bring back honesty and integrity. Showers and parking used to be free and it used to be a convenience. There's so much greed going on now in the trucking industry that we have to pay for parking even now. Again, another way to dig into our pockets by charging us on average about $4,800 a year, and it just adds to the stress to the American truck drivers. The American truck drivers' families also suffer. I want to give a shout out to all the American truck drivers' families. Thank you to the wives. Thank you to the husbands. Thank you to the children and the grandchildren, the friends, the church friends and family. Thank you for sacrificing your loved one to be able to go out here and do what's necessary for the American economy to be strong. Um, the American truck driver, our wives, our children, our relatives, and our friends, they don't get to see us a lot, hug us, or spend precious time with us due to the career that we have chosen to keep this economy strong. We are not complaining. We're simply sharing some truth and facts when it comes to being a successful American truck driver. And we have earned the financial freedom and the comfort for choosing this career. We make this very noble sacrifice for you and for our family's survival. During the global flu of 2019, myself and many other American truck drivers were afraid of the risk of passing away from that global virus. Most of us chose to keep running, even though we didn't know if we would make it home or not, right? I personally never served in the armed forces, so for me, it was my way to serve my country and give back to the American people something that was great. That's how I felt. So I went ahead and ran, even though I was afraid. Your average citizen doesn't know what the American truck drivers and their families go through to get them the goods and services that they need. So I'm here to inform all of you. Thank you for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you for tapping that screen. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your time being here with me to hear this. We're going to start bringing people up right now. I'm almost done. 2 more pages and we're done. We're going to start talking to drivers, okay? Thank you for the gift. I really appreciate that. And again, thank you for sharing. Please share this live if you haven't. We're at 100, 203 beautiful souls. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the gifts. American truck drivers leave this earth usually at a very young age of 62 because of the stress, the risk, the loneliness, and the regret of never being home to their families. In the past, we used to be able to take care of our families very, very well. And we used to have more home time because the rates were decent and it was worth it. Today, mega fleets, brokers, the TIA and the ATA, and many others have depleted the wages of the truck driver so that thousands and thousands of American truck drivers are now hanging up their keys and quitting because they're losing and they're tired of it. They're tired of working their butts off 70, 80, 90 hours a week for chump change. And that's what it is. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's not enough. And the times need to change. Slowly, mega carriers and brokers are getting rich by destroying the trucking rates for the rest of us. The American dream for the few is great, but for the many, it's burning out fast. We need to save this industry. For every American truck driver that gives up, that's just another foreigner that's going to come here. Mega carriers are going to pay them dirt cheap, near nothing, which is great money in their country. And what are we going to do? Then we suffer and our families suffer. So let's not give up, drivers. Don't give up just yet, please. In 2020, the automatic transmission came out because 99% of the trucking industry wanted fuel economy, things like that. They wanted the trucks to be easier to drive. In my opinion, that's when our interstates and our roads became much more dangerous. A lot of drivers that could not drive a manual were now being able to become truck drivers. However, and I'm not knocking automatic transmissions. My last truck was an automatic transmission. Difference is I don't let the truck drive me. I drive the truck. Thank you for the shares and thank you for tapping that screen. You guys are amazing. No, I'm not Teamsters. Pulaya says, are you Teamsters? No, I'm not. The more safety features you install in these trucks, the more drivers are not paying attention and the machine is doing all the work for you, the more dangerous trucking becomes for us and for the motor public. And that's number one, is human life. There are thousands of drivers that have no business being a CDL holder that are now driving trucks, and it's terrifying. We need only the best of the best on our roads protecting our public lives daily. It takes a highly skilled professional. It takes compassionate, empathy, and a strong spine and a smart individual to drive these trucks. 80,000 pounds, 75 feet, navigating in all types of situations. It's not a small task, only the best of the best. You got weather, you got traffic, you got construction, you have all types of situations. You have to be a certain type of person. You have to be a special type of person to be a truck driver. American citizens are depending on us to do the right thing to keep them safe. Um, the selfless thing when it comes to the commercial trucks, and that is to only allow the best drivers on our roads. We don't need 10 drivers per load. Drivers, we only need one driver per load. There's only so many shippers in the United States of America. We need just 2 or 3 per load of true professional drivers. The American dream for the American truck driver and their families will perish if we don't get involved, unite, and make changes immediately. My estimation on lost or stolen revenue is as follows. For company drivers, you're missing about $92,450 a year that should be going into your pocket that you have earned. For owner operators, it's $172,450 per year that you have earned. Not that you deserve, not that you should get, that you've already earned. Truck driving schools, made way too easy nowadays. We need longer schooling, minimum 8 weeks for school, and we need a minimum of 4 months in the truck, driven by an experienced truck driver with 2 million miles or more that's passionate and loves the trucking industry, that will only allow the best of the best to be the next generation of the American truck driver. Remember, money is a tool. It's not everything. It's more important to invest into people than to invest into things. We don't need more things. We need more quality relationships with each other and a better quality life experience, and we need rest. Thank you for everyone being here. Thank you for the shares and the likes. Tap that screen, you guys, if you could for us, please. Tap that screen as much as you possibly can. Let's get this out there. Let's get every American citizen and every American truck driver to see this message. Thank you for all the follows too. If I haven't mentioned you, we're going to start bringing people up in a minute here. I love you guys, your family here. Nobody here on this channel will be disrespected, interrupted, or be insulted. Not here and not on my watch. Everybody's voice in this channel matters. And if you're coming up a second time and there's a new person, I will take the new person first. I apologize about that up front, but I really want everybody to know that their voice matters here. And thank you for spending your very precious quality time with me tonight. We need Congress to put truck drivers back into the Fair Labor Act so that we can have a set minimum per mile. Only in the trucking industry do we not have a minimum wage. Every other industry has a set minimum wage, but the truck driver. We need a minimum amount for company drivers, a minimum wage for the hourly. In my opinion, it should be $1.25 company, $45 to $50 hourly, and it should be a minimum of $5, $6 a mile for owner operator. That's just my opinion. I'm just one of 3 million. So drop in the chat what you think. Thank you for the follows, the likes, the shares. You guys are amazing. You guys are my heroes for doing that work. I'm just sitting here talking. So thank you. The trucking industry is still the Wild West. And to get actual truthful data and statistics is very hard because so many people are lying, and they're lying to benefit themselves and their pockets. So the bottom line is their truth, not the truth, right? Here on this channel, we don't, no offense, respectfully, I say this. My truth doesn't matter. Your truth doesn't matter. The truth matters, okay? So it's not about what I think is right or what you think is right. It's what is actually right. What is the right thing to do? And in my opinion, truck drivers need to come first in this economy, period. Okay, we're almost done, guys. I appreciate your patience, okay? One person. I'm going to start bringing you guys up. I got one more paragraph. We need morals, values, integrity, and professionalism to come back into the trucking industry. Personal hygiene, just like our forefathers did. We need our country not to allow brokers and carriers to operate outside of the USA. Our revenue needs to stay right here with our beautiful people. The FMCSA administrator also seems to never last that long, right? While other administrations last years without a change in leadership, right? Under Sean Duffy. Could it be because the FRA, Federal Rail Administration, we have a real rail engineer with decades of experience? Understandable, right? He's wise, he's older. Okay, he knows what he's talking about. He's been a train engineer. The FAA, Federal Air Administration, they have an experienced pilot with decades of experience. He has a pilot license. Of course, that makes sense. But the trucking industry, the FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, oh no, let's have a revolving door at all times. And we have lawyers. A lawyer was our last FMCSA tip of the spear. And currently, we have a DOT safety officer with decades of experience in commercial safety. In my opinion, we need a truck driver at the head of FMCSA in the Department of Transportation underneath Sean Duffy, handpicked by the president himself. I'm just saying, why would we allow anybody else other than a truck driver to be involved in the head of our department, which is trucking, FMCSA? We need a man or a woman with at least 2 million miles or more, 2 to 3 million miles or more safe, that is passionate about the trucking industry, that knows the FMCSA code book front to back, that loves the industry, is passionate about the industry, and it's not about money or kickbacks. It's about helping the truck driver and their families. Everybody's so focused, hyper focused on money. Folks, please slow down and smell the coffee. What's important is our family and our friends and our quality of life, because we don't have forever on this planet. I want to let you all know right now, the most important thing to me, the most important resource to me, it's not gold, it's not property, it's not things, it's time itself. Because I only have a certain amount of time on this planet. I don't know what that's going to be, only God does. But you and I both, we're not going to live forever. We leave this earth at a young age of 62 years old on average. So I ask you, why wouldn't you demand to be paid more? Why would any of us work for less than a great life? 170,000 for a company per year, 350, 400,000 for owner operator. I'm going to say it. We have to think better. The point is not to, get a quarter raise. The point is to, stay with the same company your whole life, two or three places, maybe your whole life, but that employer really invests into you and they keep putting money into you because they want to keep you because you're awesome and you're passionate and you love what you do and you protect the public. That's what it's about. And we've lost our way in America. We must get it back. All right, I'm done, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I know some of you do not like hearing the rant, but just in case there's any new followers, that's why I do it. All right, let's start bringing people up here. I'll start reading comments. If anybody wants to come up, come on up. How's everybody doing today? Yes, I know. What you just texted me, 100%. Just so you know, when you come up, uh, if you could be positive, please, for all of our viewers, for all of our listeners. We like positivity here. We are all family here. And let's get comments, complaints, but also solutions. If you have a solution, please bring it up. Please don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't matters. You don't have to see video, just audio. Larry, welcome in, brother. How are you? Thanks for coming in and spending your time with me today.
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good, man. What's new?
Nothing much. So I actually agree with you on a lot of these issues. I think what you're doing is very good. I definitely think it's a step in the right direction.
Nice.
I'm just curious to understand like the thought, not your thought process, but like what do you think about how like the minimum wage and minimum rate per mile would affect the economy? Because let's be honest here, no one's dipping into their pocket to make somebody else's life better just for the sake of humanity. The money's got to come from somewhere,
Yeah.
and in my opinion, be a domino effect.
Okay, so in my opinion, and from the research that I've done, the only way it would be a domino effect if the mega carriers and the brokers kept the money that they're currently making. I don't believe the rates in the economy, the way it's come to be, it was not designed for any one person to have it all. It was designed, and it became very strong in America by many having average, the middle class. Does that make sense? That's why I always focus on the middle class, because I believe,
Yes.
and this is just my opinion, um, I believe that everyone should have at least a Honda Accord, right? At least a roof over their head, like an average one bedroom apartment, two bedroom apartment, whatever. If you're a family, a house, right? Three, four
Right.
bedroom house. But if I'm a business owner, let's say I have 20 employees, and all those 20 employees are riding bicycles to work because I'm paying them such a low wage because I'm buying my fourth or fifth Ferrari this year, I'm a scumbag. Like, and it's my right, correct? As a business owner, we're a free market, we're a constitutional republic. Uh, you know, we can do that if we choose to, but in my opinion, America was built off the middle class, not off the rich or the poor. So I believe, I'm 99% sure that the money is there. The consumer would not be paying more. Just the proper amount that the shipper is paying would be rolled down to us. I've caught many, many brokers. And again, not all brokers are bad, just like not all truck drivers are good or bad, right? Like there's bad and good
Yeah,
in
correct.
every industry. So I'm not harping on brokers here or factoring companies. It's just I know for a fact I've had brokers laughing at how drivers have let $1,500, $2,000 go on a load that they made in 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And that's wild to me, because it's like, even if you do get a naive driver that is willing to take the load for a dirt cheap wage, do they deserve it? I feel like what are we doing here? Am I just trying to get everything and you don't need to have anything? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's happening a lot with the brokerage company. That's why they have the carrier package, the 371.3 uh, um, FMCSA code, to protect drivers, knowing, what broker transparency is, what the shipper is paying the broker. They've come up with clever ways to basically get drivers to fight over pennies, to get drivers to fight over a nothing load while they're pocketing a lot of money. So that's why I feel like if we had a cap on the brokers, and I don't know what that number would be. I'm not an economist, I'm not an expert, right? But because I don't want the brokers to feel what we're feeling. I don't want anybody, bro, ever the rest of time to go through what I've gone through, living paycheck to paycheck, working 90 hours a week. And 85% of the drivers I talk to are living that lifestyle right now. While I would say probably 10% of the brokers that I talk to are laughing, thinking it's funny that they can get 30 to 60% on one load. But it's not funny, because it's taking away our repair rates, our stacking cash rates. The whole reason any of us get into business is to make money. But if we're making less than minimum wage, the driver, it's ridiculous. So to answer your question bluntly, I believe that the consumer wouldn't even pay one more penny for us to get, for company drivers to get an extra 80, 90,000 a year. I believe that money's already there. Brokers just wouldn't be making as much money as they are anymore. I mean, inflation's up, right?
Okay.
When you and I go to the store and we get two 12 packs of Coke, it's 25 bucks, right? That $25 is going
Yes.
back to the shipper, okay? But it's not coming to the driver. So what's between the shipper and the driver? It's the broker.
Okay.
So you know,
No,
go ahead.
no, no, I don't think this is a slight. So I agree with you. I just don't. Just knowing the way America is and knowing the way people are, I don't really see it as like not like even remotely close to being possible without some type of backlash. Um, however,
Right,
like I do think there also should be like an accountability standpoint within the trucking workforce because let's be honest, somebody's moving these loads, and it's not
right.
really like it's people have like based their businesses around oh this is a backhaul rate I'll just take it just to get back home,
Yes.
and in
Perfect
reality that's
example.
not the truck runs two ways. it costs the same amount to run it out as the same amount to run it back. So why are
Yes.
we? If you're going to take a head haul for whatever 325 a mile, which you can still get very good money today, why would you take a back haul for $1.60, $1.80, $1.90 a mile?
I don't
There's
know.
no
I
chance.
don't.
Just
I won't,
yeah,
brother.
just eat
Like
the
out of
deadhead back.
Seattle,
So I think
that's what I
even
do.
like with applying for an MC number, I think everybody should be required to take at least a 10 to 12 hour crash course of business because that's why we had the big boom of COVID when everybody bought a bunch of trucks and got all these MC numbers and then
Yes.
just blasted the market with all this stuff.
Right. Right. Yeah, for example, I think a lot of the people that are taking all this dirt cheap rates, I don't know who they are, but we're all fighting each other for pennies. And a lot of illegal foreigners that are coming over here taking it, to them $1.20 might be great to send home to their families, but we're living here in America where a mortgage is $4,000 a month today, right? A one bedroom apartment is what,
Yes.
1,500, $1,800. So we as Americans can't afford to take dirt cheap anything. We can't even afford to work for minimum wage. So one thing is clear, I would never want to hurt the consumer. That's why I like when people talk about truck shutdowns. I'm like, that I don't think that's the idea, because
Yeah,
then,
it's too radical.
yeah, it is. And like, diabetics won't get their medicine, moms won't get their baby formula. Like they're not going to hear what we have to say if they're uncomfortable. America doesn't listen when they're uncomfortable, right? So
Yes.
I definitely would not want the consumer, me being one of them, to be hurt in the process, but I don't think we would be. I believe that the money is already there. It's just being taken out of our wallets, the driver's wallets.
I do. I
So
mean, I solely agree that the money is there. I'm leased onto a company, and the inner workings of I'm not gonna out the company specifically because I know how the
perfect.
backlash
Don't.
goes.
Yes,
Um,
don't talk about
so
shippers,
with
receivers, nothing.
the company that I'm leased onto, and I'm an owner operator. I've been doing this for 9 years, and I'm pretty young.
Okay.
I'm 28 years old. I literally
Oh,
have done this
wow.
since I've done this since day one. Um, but the company that I'm now with, they have a lot of connections with direct freight, government freight.
Uh, you're breaking up, Larry.
So
All
it.
right, brother.
Oh,
Come
can
back
you
and
hear me
see us.
now?
You're breaking up, man. Hello? Oh, he's gone. Come back up, Larry, and I'll put you in. Krish, welcome in. Thank you
Yes,
for your patience.
no problem. I just want to have to tell you something. I'm a 5 year experience, and I've been in and out in the industry because of this, all, especially the unresponsible drivers that have dominated our roads. But it's my hobby, so I like to live and do it because I love it and making money on it, and I have the opportunity. So I'm back in business, right, for like two
Good.
months.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. I was doing local for Cisco, but I'm coming back to my trucking. That's what I love. Now I just have to learn that my calculation on the miles that I was made it through the tracking GPS was actually calculated by the company on my paycheck by
Wow.
the GPS.
Yeah. How convenient, right? To be calculated by their system.
Yeah, but it
How
was like,
convenient.
okay, guess what? I calculated miles I made it with their own truck. So I said, why is missing 2,800 miles from my paycheck? Because those miles I made it myself. I worked those miles. I cannot go straight on Pennsylvania when the truck GPS show me to go around 495, not going straight. Either could be
Right.
a traffic, speed limit is low. Um, we have four wheelers that are in that moment basically hurry to work or go back home. So why should go there when I got 29 miles going around when I'm doing it? Because
Right.
it's my skill. By and you pay me, Tony, and I give him a chance. That this lot they give me two emails about we're gonna recalculate the miles and stuff. Of course, I'm a great driver. I have a solid NDR. I bring stars to the company. I got like 6, 7 inspection with this
Right.
company.
Right.
All pass, all pass. Like
Okay. Okay.
I'm a
Yeah,
great driver. I love what I'm doing, and I try to keep it clean as possible. I can get a job anywhere, anytime I want,
right.
and
Well,
they give
you know, a lot
65
of,
cents.
go ahead.
They give me 65 cents per mile, and I still at a company right now. They try to hire for 70 cents a mile, if
Wow.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not enough though. We should be getting at least a
I'm
dollar, if
saying,
not
of
more,
course,
for
yes.
sure. For sure. That's what we made in the 70s. And I think, a lot of companies they placate, they gaslight you just to keep that extra revenue going. That's about $29,000 a year in lost revenue. Uh,
Yeah.
zip code to zip code, or as the
No,
crow flies. It's
no,
just a
no,
scam,
bro.
bro.
Yeah,
It's just a
no, man.
scam.
You see the mile that I've been driving and work for, not what you wanted to give me. 2,800 miles, which pocket it goes to,
Yes.
and which pocket it goes to. And I
Well, and
asked,
I'll tell you this.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I cut you off.
No, 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 go ahead. I'm listening.
I was just going to say, so I've been driving 11 years, 1.3 million miles. Um, the first 3 years I was a company driver. I've been a lease owner operator for what, 8? Yeah. So out of those, the first 3 years as a company driver, I have never in my life have I had a problem with my paycheck, right? Until I got into the trucking industry. And check this out. About every 3 or 4 months, there was a discrepancy with my pay, and it was never in favor of money, right? It was
Correct.
always lower, right?
Correct.
Oh, it was a
Of
Yeah.
computer
course.
glitch. It was, of course, right? Oh, it was a computer glitch, or we forgot this, or we forgot that. Well, how is it you always forget to be less, but you never forget to give more? There's never a glitch to give me
Of course
more,
not.
right? Of
You
course.
serious?
Yeah, it's a glitch. So I don't buy it. It's a scam, and most drivers don't pay attention to their paychecks. I
I
encourage
did pay. I
everybody.
did. Yes, I did pay attention right now because I'm so into it, and I know my potential, and I know that I go everywhere. And I get a job in any other companies. I did that because I've been knowing this company. They have a great mechanics. That's true.
Okay.
They have a great equipment,
Yep.
great trailers. You don't like, I know rusty, but you cannot take me take what is mine just because of that. Because instead of
Right.
the equipment, give me good equipment, but I give you great work. Period.
Nice. Nice. Well, my encouragement. We're gonna get to some other drivers here.
Yes, of
Trish,
course,
thank you
absolutely,
for coming in.
absolutely. Guys. Thank you
I'm
for like.
You're welcome. My encouragement is, you know what, if you don't think you're making them more, let's turn the tables on this industry. Okay, you don't want to pay me 150,000 a year minimum? I'm out of here. If we all said that, we would get that. Trust me, the money's there. The money is there, I promise you.
We
They
need
just
to
don't
be
want to
too
put it in
many
our
because
pocket.
I want to be honest with you. There are so many still fraudulent drivers and even owner operator. They buy like $10,000 truck and they doing it, and they take our places like yours, like other great drivers and great truck that are running on the street.
Well,
So
yes, that's why we need lobbyists, right?
yes,
That's what I'm trying to
yes,
do. I'll be honest. I'm trying to
beautiful.
be a truck driver's lobbyist.
Yes, sir.
That is my dream now. As of 2 weeks ago, I would love to just full time, almost full time. I would love to fight for truck drivers. All I do is get in the government, and we pass laws and reverse laws that benefit the driver. Period. That's
I'm
what
here to
my
support.
new
So
my new dream.
let our fellow truck driver let us speak for themselves as well.
Right on. And it's not what I think, it's what the 3 million think. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want it to be, that's not how we the people work in America. It doesn't work by whatever I want. It works about what we want, and we come to agreement, right? That's how
I'm
it
spending
works.
money here. The one that I make it, we spend it in the U.S. Not like these other people coming from the country, living in a truck for 6 months. They sending the
Yeah.
money to their homes. They build homes
Yeah.
for home,
It's
and
terrible. Well,
yeah, they work
yeah.
for 55 cents. Come on,
Hey
man.
brother, I'm gonna get some other people in here so
Please,
they can be
yes,
heard.
sir.
Come back and see us, okay? You're awesome, brother.
Absolutely, I'm
Thank you
here.
for coming in. All right, later. Uh, All right. Thanks everybody for your patience. Next up is Dra- Drago. Did I say that right?
Drago? Yes.
Drago. How you doing, brother? How are you? Welcome
I,
in.
I'm doing good. I'm going to put this out straight. I've been a broker for a little bit.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying on that, and the concept is uh, when I was a broker, uh, I was earning a small percentage. When they changed it, and some of them were doing it more for the greed, I was out there for, hey, get this driver. Because if I work the driver and I
Right.
keep the driver moving, I lined my pockets.
Yeah, that's how it
That's how
works,
that
right?
works.
Good
But you get
business.
some of these that sit
Yep.
there and they say, I want to take 25% of the uh,
The
$1,000. That's $250. That's
right.
coming out of the driver's pocket right there.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
If they do it at and I'm just putting this out there,
Yeah.
10 to 15%, and they sit there and say, hey, this is what I'm getting off of it. This is what the thing is, and they be straightforward with it, you can get more of, hey, I got your
Right.
load out here. I'm going to turn around and get you another load. Goes 2,000 miles. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
if the broker does it where they work the driver of, hey, I'm keeping you busy, I'm keeping you up. Can you get some other guys out here so I can keep them busy? Because how is it going to work? It's going to be word of mouth, right?
Right. Right.
That's
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 the best
that's
business.
advertisement.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you get some of them that, are, like you said, get too greedy and they want to line their pockets, and they do it out of spite of the driver. So the driver's over there working his ass off, pardon my French,
You're fine.
and doing what he needs to. Okay. I've been doing driving for 17, 18 years now.
So what
Okay.
do you do? Oh, so you're an owner operator now. You're not a broker anymore.
Nope.
Why
Nope.
don't you
I'm
be
not a broker,
both?
and I was a broker for a while, but after I found out they were getting some of them to rob the drivers, I pretty much told them where to
Good for
piss
you,
off.
bro. And now you can sleep, right? Now you can sleep and horrible things
Oh
are
yeah.
not happening to you. Hey, it's a real
As a
thing, man.
oh yeah, and
You
as
know,
a driver, I've been doing this for, like I said, 17, 18 years. Um, not an owner op. I've done the numbers on that. It's like I don't think I could handle that.
right,
That's just me.
right.
But
I hear you.
I've been with several companies, and several of them have been where, hey, it comes down to, like you said, robbing the drivers, saying, hey,
Right.
we got this, and yet I'm over here busting my chops to try to bring home a check, and
Yep.
what am I bringing home?
And
More
you're taking
stress.
all the risk. You're taking all the risk, all
Yes.
the stress. You're risking your life. It's crazy. I think there's some broker agencies out there also that they're hiring brokers at an hourly wage, paying them $20, $25 an hour, and they're just raking in all the extra. So I believe that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with like 10,000 that are just, it's dirty
Well,
business, it's corruption,
yes.
it's fraud, and it's unethical.
Well,
Go
straight
ahead.
up, what is a broker?
They're the middleman between a shipper and a driver. They get the load from the shipper.
They're pretty much the one that sits there and does. Why do we need a broker? Honestly, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't have them. I'm saying why is there the need for it if it's the concept of, I know they're
Right.
there to get loads moving and stuff,
Well, because I don't think,
but we have
you
load
know,
boards.
not everybody can wear many hats, right? So I think brokers are
Oh
good
yeah,
for owner operators that can't do it all. Like what you just said, you were a broker, now you're a truck driver and a businessman and owner operator. Because it's two different things, right? A truck driver and an owner operator is a
oh yeah.
businessman and a driver. So a lot of people don't know that. They think an owner operator is just a driver that owns his truck. It's so much more than that. Um, but not everybody can do the job. So I think we do need some brokers for those humans that can't or don't want to do all that extra paperwork. They don't want to deal with the customer. They don't want to deal with the paperwork. And I know a lot of shippers also, I've heard, don't want to do, they don't want to do the work to find a driver. They don't want to deal with drivers or carriers. They don't want to hire a big HR team and all the paperwork. It's a little bit of work.
It's a
Uh,
little bit to both. And the
right,
fact of the matter
right,
is, when you look down to it,
right.
it
I
comes
mean,
down to the fact of Uh, I just lost my train of thought on that.
Yeah, no
It
worries.
comes down to the fact that as a driver, not always it's going to be easy to find a load. Okay, that's understandable.
Sure.
We have brokers around and eliminate the stress on it. Okay, we have
Right.
those bad drivers, we have those bad brokers. We have good drivers, we have good brokers. It's the
Exactly.
drivers that we have. A lot of them have to have the same respect for these. And you sit there and say, why should we be paying for parking, reserved parking? I'm kind of mixed emotions on that. I'm not
Same.
saying that we shouldn't
Same.
have it.
Right.
And the reason why I say mixed emotions is because a lot of the places that I've seen that have had paid or reserved parking, how clean is that lot?
That's a great point. I've never thought of that angle before. That's a great point. And
It's
what else are they
we as a
offering?
driver,
Hmm.
we as a driver have to be just as much responsible out there on the road or out there in our rest areas where we are of being able to pick up after ourselves and be responsible there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Right.
it's not just one area; it's everything. So uh, I understand why some of them sit there and force the parking. Now, when they're spending $20 to $30, that's kind of pushing the limit.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
$10, 15, right there.
Right. Right.
But that also depends on some of them. And you go to other places, it's hey, you want paid parking? Well, I go in, I buy dinner. I just paid for my parking.
Hmm.
All I got to do is show them the receipt. You
Right.
got some
Right.
places that are like that. They make more off of just a person going in and spending for grub or buying something at the store, and their parking's
Right.
cheaper off that.
Right. No, you're not wrong. It's a laundry list. Well, hey, thanks for coming in, brother. We really appreciate you, and thank you for being honest about that. That helps everybody. That's all we're trying to do is make it fair for everybody, right? For what they do and
Yeah,
how much energy they
like I
give.
said,
So, yeah,
we have good ones and we have bad ones. So
right, right. Well, thanks for being one of the good ones, man, and be safe out there and come back and see us, okay? Thanks for coming in.
will do.
All right,
Thanks.
brother. Yep, later. Thanks for coming up. Later. All right, Loco. Loco is back. How you doing?
How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Loco Moco?
I'm
How are
good.
you?
I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your call, and then we're gonna contact him tomorrow morning. You can call me anytime. It's not
Perfect.
a problem. You know, I have my mic on ahead, and I'm driving, and then we can talk. We can see what is the next step. I told you what I told you before. Like, uh, I can stop work 1 month and just follow you and help you as much as I can and fight for our rights. Let me tell you that story. I got a load in last Tuesday on a board between Tennessee and Georgia. It's going to Florida.
Okay.
The load gave me like the city is different. When I booked the load, that city it's a different city, and then when they send me the rate confirmation, it's a different city, more miles with the pickup and the delivery. Okay. Then I took the load. It's on Wednesday exactly. Tuesday I was looking for the load the whole day. There's no load. Okay.
Right. Right.
And then Wednesday I got the load like around 1:30 p.m. and I go like drive at 170 miles to get that load empty, and then from there going to Miami, Florida. Okay, and then when I go there, it's like 767 miles with 170 miles, and they
Right.
told me you have to deliver the load the next day on next day on a Friday, or not the Fridays, yeah, Friday at 12 p.m. I told
Right.
him it's possible. There's no way. Okay, then I go like arrived there 5 p.m. They said they open until 5 p.m. drive there. They don't take the load. You know, the broker, he said, no, if you go there, they will take it. They didn't take it. I wait until Monday today.
Oh man, see? Yeah, so there's your equipment over the weekend gone.
Exactly.
There's two
I,
days down on your equipment that
that's,
you're paying for.
it's exactly, I lose 3 days because the market is too bad. Okay.
Right.
I spoke with the broker. Please, sir, if you can, just hook me up for some more extra money. He refused. You know, he refused to pay. You know, I don't want to argue with him. I don't want to make problem with him. That's how they
Right.
treat us, the broker. You know, with this market, we working hard. You know, I have my family, your family, many
Yep.
family on a trucker right now. Their family, they don't have insurance, like health insurance.
That brother, yes. They pay just for the driver, not they don't care about the family. And
You
then to
know,
get the
yeah,
family, it's like 2 grand a month. Who can
I,
afford that?
I can't. No way, I can't. I have my
Sure.
wife.
Same.
She's have an acid reflexer. She's have a pain every day. You know, I feel on her. I cry for her because that's my wife. I have a great wife. You know, if I don't take care of my family with that hard work and I don't make my profit, I don't make my money on the normal like the normal rates,
Right.
how I can control it? It's no way. It's possible. You know,
Right.
I
Right.
I, I we working very hard. We working. To be honestly, I'm sorry to say that it's like a donkey. You know, like
Yep.
you working,
Yep.
you working,
Yep.
and you can't. You don't make money that much. It's at all.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you
Right.
take the money on the right hand, is going on the left. You have a maintenance, you have a registration, you have a tollway, you have
Yep.
many
Yep.
expenses on the tracker. It's not easy. There is many responsible on it because if you don't fix your truck, that's unsafe driving. That's you're gonna
Right.
pull over from the
Well,
DOT.
and that's why I went to the White House 2 weeks ago. I was just fed up. I didn't see the point in starting my truck anymore. What's the point?
That, that's
What's the
correct.
point? I'm not making any money. Well, like I can't support my family. What's the
Yes,
point?
yes, sir. There is too
So,
many truck drivers. They leave their truck on the road because they cannot fix it. You
yeah,
know,
and
they
the mega carriers love that because all they're going to do is they're going to pass more laws with more lobbyists, and they're going to get more B3 visas and say there's a truck driver shortage when there's not, so that they could get more drivers, foreign drivers from other countries to come here and work for $500 a week, which, someone in another country, $500 a week is good money for them to send home to their family. And he's just living in his truck, no expenses except for his cell phone and his food. That's great money, right? While the
wait,
American
wait.
truck driver suffers.
I drive today empty 500 miles from Miami, Florida, to the port between Florida and Georgia. It's like crazy there in Florida. It's like 80 cents, 70 cents. Who's gonna take that load? There's no way.
Right, right.
No, it's not a free. Even you have to pay from your package for the diesel. You know, if you take a load
Yep,
from, you
yep,
know,
yep.
that's
Well, hey, Loco, I'm gonna get some other people in
yes,
here.
sir. Go ahead. Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for coming in. I will, if I get a load, I'll call you early in the morning. If I don't get a load, I'll call you like around noon.
Anytime,
All
anytime,
right? Cool,
anytime.
brother.
Don't worry.
All
Anytime. I
right, man.
appreciate that. Thank you.
All
God
right,
bless
keep
you.
your head
God bless
up.
you.
Keep your head
Yes,
up, man.
yes,
We're in it. We're in it
yes, sir.
together. Don't
Yes,
give
sir.
up. All right.
Yes, sir.
Later, man. Later.
Yes, sir. Yep.
God bless. I heard you, brother. God bless. Real quick, thank you everybody for the shares, the likes. Thank you for tapping that screen. Your energy, I appreciate it. I appreciate your time being here. I appreciate the comments and the likes and the shares. And if you guys could, please do me a favor. Go over to YouTube when you're done here. Go over to YouTube, please, if you want to, and be a subscriber on Truckers Unite Now over at YouTube. We're at 25 subs. We only need 50, and then we're going to be going YouTube and TikTok to get the entire nation. 50% of the nation's on TikTok, 50% on YouTube. So if we can hit both, we can truly get all 3 million truck drivers. All right, next up is, and thank you for your patience, sir, is Will. Will, how are you, brother?
That's good, buddy. I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing, first of all. Second of all,
Welcome.
I listen to you quite often since you've been doing this. And I'm a 4 million mile driver. I've been doing this 36 years. I'm an owner operator. Um, The only thing I've disagreed with you about was what you just said a little while ago about you didn't think that we should go on strike because of the companies, and I get what you're saying, but on the other aspect, I've been doing this so long, and I realized through the years that if you're not hurting the government's pocket, they're not going to change nothing. That's the only way it's going to change if we hurt their pockets. Cause if you ain't hurting their pockets, it should change anything. They're not going
Well, I
to.
mean, it's definitely going to get someone's attention, isn't it? So for
That's the only way
40
you can get
years
attention.
basically, you've been doing this 40 years, and that's your opinion is a strike. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm thinking because you are wiser than
It's
me.
it's
You
not
know, you've
it's
been
not the
you're
part of this. Okay, I'm an owner operator, and I've been with the same company that I'm leased on to. I'm actually leased on to a company. I've been with them since I shut my company down right when COVID hit. I used to do
okay.
nothing but show freight, and the market just stopped overnight, and I lost 12 trucks. And I was pretty successful. The market's
Yeah,
changed so much.
sorry
I'm
to
down to
hear
one
that.
truck now. And I'm driving. And I'm driving.
Man,
And what I'm even realizing, even with people I'm leased on to, the freight's so slow now that they're not even keeping their own drivers. They're marketing dispatching the freight out to other companies. They'll take it cheaper instead of even giving it to the drivers that are working for them. It's been there for a long time. So I mean, from my
yeah,
experience
yeah,
and what I've seen, you're not going to hurt anybody unless you hurt the pocket of the government. That's the only way it's going to change. Nobody, you don't make change unless you didn't even make the change you're making right now until your pocketbook got hurt. What do you think the government's going to do?
right.
It's the only way it works. You ain't going to hurt nobody until you hurt their pocket, just like they're doing yours. And that's the only thing I disagree with that you've said so far. But for the most part, man, I like what you're doing, and I wish we could all
Thank
unite. It
you.
would be a great thing if we could do it. I mean, I don't really want to do a shutdown where we shut down the whole country, but it sucks for everybody. But then it grabs attention. That's the only way you're going to get their attention.
Right,
And it's unfortunate, but it is about the truth of it. I've been doing it long enough to know it.
right.
I mean, like I said, I am a 4 million mile driver, and and they've been safe miles. I've never even had a ticket in all the years I've been driving. I've been fortunate. Thank knock on wood, but I'm not bragging on that part. But it's just I've been
Uh,
fortunate.
has the
Just
FMC
haven't got
has
caught.
the FMCSA right, right. Has the FMCSA always been changing heads like a revolving door through the FMCSA? Have you
In all the
noticed
years
that
I've
over
been
the
doing it,
years?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Strange, right?
Yes. And the
Strange.
other
It's
thing
only
too
the
about the
trucking
brokerage
industry, man.
thing, yeah, and yeah, and the other thing too about the broker thing, and I'll tell you why the brokers are there. It's not just because they're the middleman. I tell you what happens is there's so much freight. There is a lot of freight, and these companies, the shippers, really don't have the money in marketing to go out and do it themselves to find the truck drivers. The brokers originally were set to make where they could push the freight out to their drivers. They wouldn't tend to be riding drivers like they're doing. They would be able to make some
Right.
money. They'll push the market out there to other drivers. When there were shorter drivers run that freight, so there wasn't freight sitting on the docks because the docks were getting loaded at one point where freight wasn't moving. So that's why they did that part. I understood that when all went and came about, but now it's to the point where the brokers are in control. They're running everything, and they've made it to where they're letting them do it,
Exactly.
which is the sad
Exactly.
of the industry.
Well, yeah. Well, we're not going to give up, man. We're going to keep at it, and maybe that is the idea. Yeah, I mean, if enough people, I'm not running anything. If enough drivers did it, I'd do it right alongside with them. I mean, it's something must change. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So anyway, thanks for coming in, Will.
Just
I'm
getting
going to get some
everything
more people
tonight
up
is
here.
what you're trying to do.
What's that? Yeah, first
Yes,
I'm
sir. I
trying to get
appreciate it,
everybody to
and you
unite.
keep doing what you're
Correct. Or
doing.
enough
And you
people.
just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
That's the biggest
Right
thing.
on, brother.
Yeah, that's all
Thank
you
you. Well,
need is
I just
enough.
followed
Keep doing
you.
what you're doing. You're doing a
I
good
just
job,
followed
brother.
you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Uh, you're welcome. And I
Yes, sir.
appreciate
You have a
you
blessed
and
night.
those 4 million miles, man. Thanks for supporting my family all these years. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
All right, man. You too. I just followed you, by the way. Uh, Adrian, how are you? Welcome in. Thanks for your patience.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, good. What's on your mind?
My mind is we was talking last couple of 1 week ago. I don't know if you remember. I was in California. I'm the owner operator.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
your profile pic looked familiar. Yeah.
yes. So I was here about everybody. You know, everybody have a differing opinion on this case, and
Right.
I'm agree with everybody because it's the everybody opinion. It's only one solution, man.
Okay.
Stop, stop. I disagree with this guy. I'm respecting him. He got 4 million miles on it, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
it's the old school, right? But time change. Time change. These guys is he's alright. If we don't hit the pocket from the government, I don't think
Yes.
we're gonna make it. But if we hit the pocket only one way. Stop, go to the White House. You take all the guys you have already over here. Count with me. Count with everybody over here. And I'm pretty sure with what I hear from the last couple of weeks, you have a lot of support.
Right.
You have a lot of
Right.
support, and I believe if you market day between maybe let's say 17 to the 20s, it's only 3 days. We don't have to take the trucks. We can go over there. Who doesn't have $100 to travel to Washington?
Right.
I have
Right.
$100, even if the market is pretty bad. So
Same.
here's the
Yeah, of
thing.
course. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Everybody is, oh, what is the money? Where's the loads? What is this? I'm gonna give you one point. The big brokers are gonna give you ATS, Press Logistic, Trinity Logistic, TQL, whoever it is out there. You know what are they doing? They do TMC. Everybody knows
Uh-huh.
TMC on the road,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right. Of
Iowa
course.
company.
Yeah, they're dirt cheap.
Everybody know
It's a
R
joke.
and L, R and
Yeah.
L. They do flatbeds. I do flatbed. What are they doing? They brokers.
Adrian. Hey, brother, you're on pause for some reason. I'm assuming you're okay. I'm assuming you are out of service. Hey, Adrian, just real quick, come back in if you want. But did you know that there were trucks in DC in 2020? Lee and Lisa, I wish I could pin this comment, but I'm having people in here, so I can't. But Lee and Lisa, they were there in 2020. There were a lot of trucks there. I don't know exactly how many. Lisa, if you want to give me that number, I'm sure she knows. Lee and Lisa are very, they know a lot, you guys. Anybody wants to go follow them and that other 4 million miler, that would be amazing. Anyways, Frank, is it? Welcome in, brother. Francisco, sorry. Francisco, how are you, man? Welcome in. What's up, man? Can you hear me? Or are you?
Can you hear me? Hello?
There
Can you
you
hear me?
are. Yeah, I can hear you,
There
man.
you go.
How are you?
Sorry about that. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, sir. How you
Good.
doing?
I'm good, man.
Sorry, I
Just
just kind of ran by this page and I was just kind of curious. I just, I'm not really, all up on social media very much. I do own a small fleet of trucks, and I also have a brokerage company as well. Um,
okay.
and I see both sides of this story on a
I
daily
bet.
basis.
I bet.
And it's very hard. It's very hard. And I'm gonna tell you, the thing I've seen, I've been doing this 25 years, and the thing that I see is that it's not the broker, and I know that people don't believe that. It's not the broker. The focus, the dirty secret here is the shipper. It's the
Is
person
this cheaper?
that
Yeah,
is
right. Yes,
that
yes.
is that is that is getting this freight. I mean, they know what the market is. They know how. I mean, they'll call me up and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm looking to move, 5 loads from Waterloo, Iowa, down to McAllen." Okay, uh, what rate are you looking at? X. I need X to get it done. I'm like, really? Like, I wouldn't even put those loads on my truck.
I've heard
Like, you
that
know what
from
I'm
a
saying?
lot of brokers. You're
Yeah, and
not
and then
wrong.
they go,
I've
they
heard that
go,
from
they go
many
like.
brokers.
And I go, well,
Yeah.
let me see what I can do. I'll post them up, kind of talk to some people. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well,
Mm,
okay. Well, then I guess we'll take it. I mean, you kind of go like, well, how do you, and this isn't even a lane that I run for them. Like I don't run that lane, but because I do business with them on other lanes that, they just go, hey, can you help us here? Can you help us there? And their idea is this: they don't want to deal with a bunch of people. Like they're just like, I'm like, they don't even understand, because I'll tell them, how hard it is to be in the middle of the carrier kicking you in the, what? and then
Right.
the customer kicking you in the, you know what? I mean, it's
Right.
hard. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
And
And
these people should be
especially if the
ashamed of
carrier's not
themselves.
talking to you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're not, you know, and they don't care. They have no care in the world about anything. All they'll do is tell me, hey, I got TQL on the other line. They'll do it for this price. You want them?
I'm gonna
And I'll be like, you
follow
know
you,
what?
bro.
I can do.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. You know, and this is the thing is that what we need, I think what needs to be happen here is that it's not necessarily the broker. I mean, my average percentage on my loads, I mean, is anywhere from 13 to 15%. And it's like, I'll tell a carrier will be like, oh man, you're keeping all the money. You're keeping all the money. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm making $300 on this load. You mean to tell me that your company is not big enough? If $300 is going to be the difference between you going out of business and you staying in business, then you have other problems, my friend.
Yes.
It has nothing to do
Yes.
with that $300. It's
Right.
something else. There's something else going on. And the broker is not the problem. I'm telling you that 1,000 times. It's the shippers all day long. I deal with them all day long. Tomorrow I have a meeting with some people coming up from Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico, and I do business with them over there. And they're coming up to do what? What do you think they want to talk about? Lowering rates. How can we lower rates? And I'm going like, really? This is what we're going to talk about? And this, because they talk amongst themselves and they're going like, hey, well, so-and-so's moving for such and such, and so-and-so can get, you know, because I got these people all day long calling me. The logistics guys are going like, hey, you know, I got TQL, Alan Lund, beating down my door. The difference is, this is what carriers need to understand. Brokers make $300. They can make $300 on a load that pays $3,000, or they can make $300 on a load that pays $500. They're making $300. They don't care. Their mentality when you're brokering doesn't have anything to do with, well, how much does it cost for them to run a truck? And how much does it cost for them to, you know what I'm saying? And this is you know what I'm saying? They don't think about that.
Because there's a driver out there that'll take it.
Exactly, because they're going like, well, how come so-and-so can take it? Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe their overhead is lower. Maybe they don't own any trucks.
No,
I do.
that doesn't
trucks.
exist.
I know what it costs.
You know,
yeah,
fuel,
I know what it
wear
costs
and
to
tear,
run these trucks.
insurance, permits,
Yes.
the driver.
Yes.
Those are
But
just
the
5
brokers
basic
don't
off the top of my head.
understand. And for a carrier
Yeah.
to sit there and expect or have an expectation of a carrier understanding or thinking that a broker is going to understand what it costs them to run that truck is just, it's not going to happen. So this is my theory. I mean, this is just me. You know, I am not one for the government necessarily getting involved. But let me tell you what happened. I'm in an area where we do a lot of produce. What happened? Gosh, I don't remember the year. Florida tomato producers started doing what? They started whining and bitching because they couldn't compete with the Mexican tomatoes coming over from McAllen and through Nogales. Okay? They couldn't compete. What did the government do? They set a limit, minimum. So now anybody running Mexican tomatoes through the United States has a minimum. There's a minimum. You can't sell a box of tomatoes for less than X amount of dollars. And they set that rate to protect Florida growers. What about us carriers? Why can't we do the same thing? Give us a minimum. You can't book a truck if for less than X amount of dollars. And every 7 years, 5 years, we revisit this. Okay, cost of living has gone up. You know, we got to take a look at it. These are just my ideas. I mean, I'm just saying, you want to curb the problem. You got to get the shipper to, because the shipper is going to go. And I'm, you know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to give you one more thing that these people do. This is what they do. They'll tell me, and I've caught them in this like plenty of times. They'll go, hey, hey, Francisco, can you find me a truck at say $1,100? Yeah, sure. Let me see what I could do. Okay, I got your truck at $1,100. Okay, great. We'll get down to the receiver. Guess how much they charge the receiver for that product? $1,500.
Oh,
and I go,
wow.
Wait a second. So you're making money off of my freight? And I approached a produce salesman about this, and they told me we're required to do it. If we book the freight, if a customer calls us for a load and we book the freight, we're supposed to, by our company policy, make money on the freight. And I
Yes.
said, okay, that's fine. You want to make money on the freight? That's fine. Don't lowball me though. That's wrong. If I
Right.
give you a price of $1,800, pay me my $1,800. If you want to turn around and sell it to your customer for $2,800, go for it. But at least give me what I need to run my business. Don't turn around and go 18. Well, how about 15? And I go, well, all right. And then you turn around and sell it to them for 18 just to keep $300. This belonged
Right.
to me. I quoted you that price.
We
And
need
they
to
do
do a
it
video together.
all
We need to
the
do a video
time.
together. For sure, man.
Oh,
I
okay.
I believe everything I
No, I
believe
mean, but
everything you're
I'm
saying.
giving you some
Yeah.
like the dirty secrets that I find. I'll give you one more, just one more, and I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
I have a customer in Canada, and they invited us up there, and so
I have a
me and my
question
wife
for
took
the
off.
broker.
We
Go
yeah. Give me
ahead.
1 second, brother. Let me just finish here, and I'll answer your question. We went up to Canada, up to Toronto. We spent a week up there with them and stuff, and we do a lot of business with them. And I started asking them, we sat down and we kind of had a couple of days that we were just talking about business. And I told him, I said, why are you guys doing this so cheap? I mean, why can't you? He goes, you know what, Francisco, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes, because this is all meat products, okay? I'm in the meat. We do a lot of meat, a lot of meat, chicken, beef, and pork.
Okay.
So they go, everything's sold by the pound. Okay. They do everything by the pound. So you got products a certain, cents per pound. Freight is certain cents per pound. Storage is certain cents per pound. That's how they're all formula, what they call formula. So they'll go, he told me, he goes, you know what, Francisco? The market is sometimes so tight that the only place we do make money when we sell a full load of pork is on the freight. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, are you being serious? So you mean to tell me that we're the most important part, the link of this chain,
Yep.
and yet we're the ones that are taking it in the where all the time,
But
even
we're
from
doing
the
it. We're taking it, aren't we?
we
That's
are.
the
That's what I'm
that's the
saying. So
biggest
everybody, but
problem.
see, this is what I'm saying is that I find it funny how everybody's go, oh, the broker. Look, guys, forget about the broker. If the low pace, remember when COVID, when everything went up,
Oh
like
yeah.
man, where everybody was making all that money. What were the brokers? They were going along with it. I mean, they were going
Right.
along with it. The carrier goes, hey man, I want $4,000, and they're going like, well, I never paid $4,000, but let me call my customer. Hey, yeah, go for it. I need to move that load.
Well,
Four
well, the
thousand
thing
bucks.
we
Let's do
know
it.
for sure is the consumer's paying it. That's 100% factual. So where is
But
that
you know
money
what? I'm
going?
going to be
Right?
honest with
I
you.
believe you. I'm not saying you're.
It's probably not even okay. Okay, and
I can
answer me
hear it
this
in your
question.
voice, brother. I can hear the
Where the
passion in your
eggs,
voice.
the
Yeah.
eggs, the eggs. Right now, the federal government is investigating the egg producers. They had record-breaking years, guys. Record-breaking year in egg sales during a bird flu. How is this possible? No freaking way.
Because they caused the bird
Baloney.
flu.
Exactly. So what do you think? You think that they're really passing this on to the consumer? No, they're not. It hits their bottom
Uh,
line. I mean,
you
it
know
hits
what?
their. I mean, they're
You know
pocketing
our
that money. That money goes
forefathers.
into their pocket.
Our forefathers created a system for us in place to protect us from this very thing. It's called the Constitution, the Bill of Rights,
Exactly.
the Declaration
I
of
agree.
Independence.
I agree.
There has to be enough of
But
us
look
to
at
enforce it, to get it
somebody out there, and
enforced.
I agree. Somebody out there likes us to be fighting with the brokers, and let's fight with the shippers.
Let's
Look,
fight
I've
with
dealt with
both.
shippers that are like they'll throw. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look. This is what I do. This is what I do. I go, look, I can do this load for X amount of dollars. I want it. If they give me X amount of dollars, I'll pay a carrier to do it. Why? Because I depend on that carrier. As somebody who helps me with my business, if I don't have a truck to move a load, I need a carrier, and I want a good carrier who's going to communicate, who's going to do what they need to do, who's going to pick up on time, who's going to accept tracking if I need to. If they're going to do their job as a responsible carrier, I will more than gladly pay
Right,
them as
right.
much money as I can.
Sure,
Now, are there
sure.
times? And I'm not going to lie to you guys. Are there times where there's times I make $600, $700 on a load? Yeah, there are times, but they're few and far and in between where I'm
Right,
making five,
right.
$600, $150 to $200 a load. That's what I'm making because that's just today. I quoted a load. I looked at the spot market, $2,400. I called up the customer. I said I could do 26. I need to be at 23. I got TQL at 22. I'm like that's not even spot market.
It's like
I'm
this
like, bro,
little
like, what do
game
you
that they
mean?
play,
The
and
shipper knows. They know, and
yeah,
they're the ones who ultimately make the decision. They pull the trigger. TQL does not pull the trigger. Alan Lund doesn't pull the trigger. None of those guys do until the customer goes, yes, it's good, and sends them their confirmation. That's it. And I'm sorry, somebody had a question, but that's
yeah.
my thought there.
That's okay, brother. Hey, I really like your stuff. I want to get some more people in here, but please come back and keep informing all of us. You're like,
Yeah, for sure.
my mind is like right now.
Well,
That's crazy. I
I'm
appreciate
just
it.
being totally transparent. I mean,
That's cool.
because like I said, I'm trying to be transparent just so that the
Yeah,
carriers understand that you're so quick to blame the broker, but trust me, they're
right,
only making money because their overhead is low. You got to remember that they have a phone in an office. That's it. I mean, that's all
right,
it takes to broker. And any one of you guys can go out there and broker. I mean, it's easy. I mean, it doesn't take any money
right,
at all. I mean, it's simple. Anybody can become a broker. You know where it does take money? The only time it takes money is when you have to get started because you don't have credit. You don't have credit with the factoring companies and you have to pay, hey, I got to pay quick pay, quick pay, quick pay, quick pay. But once you start building that credit, dude, anybody can be a broker. I
right,
mean, it's not
right,
that hard. I'm just
right,
saying
right.
it's not the brokers. I mean, but anyway, hey, I appreciate your time,
All
guys.
right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Great having you in
All
here,
right.
man. Please come back,
Thanks.
okay? Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. All
All
right,
right,
bye.
man. Bye. And I followed you too, Francisco. Thank you, everybody that's waiting down that is trying to come up. All you gentlemen here, thank you so much for waiting. That was a really good. Yeah. Anyways, Will Cott, is that how you say your name? Welcome in. Thank you for your patience. It's on your mind. Will Scott, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello. How are you?
Oh no, it's good. Taman.
Okay, Adrian, you're back. All right. Did you want to answer that from Lee and Lisa? Did you know that in 2020 there were trucks in DC? Did you know that? I also saw a short where they were honking their horns or something, and Milani was in the garden and told Trump to talk to someone or something. All right, you're still. Did I mute you? Let me see.
Yeah, can you
Adrian.
hear me?
Yeah, what's up,
Yes.
brother? Did you want to answer that for Lee and Lisa?
Yes, it was a Max truck. Trump was supporting the trucks on 2020. He said he loves truck drivers and everything. And then in the
Right.
second period, he came in and the trash trucks on the airport, and he keep going saying he support the truck drivers. But I don't see he support the EPA. He support a lot of things. But before everything go away, I want to answer this guy. Thanks for your argument. Thanks for everything, Franklin. I believe your name was Franklin. But I will give you the exactly point. You defend brokers, right? I'm with you. You're a broker, of course. Let's do transparency. Give me the price you get. Let me see how much you got, right? And that way,
371.3.
yes, let me get it. Let me get it. Let me see it with my eyes. When I call the brokers, I've been asking a lot of times. I believe everybody see on TikTok. It's a guy. He's a Russian. He called brokers. They say, "Hey, do you believe in transparency and brokers transparency?" I believe everybody see it, and the brokers say, "No, we don't. Give me the price. We can work together. We not enemies. We're not enemies. You help me, I help you. I move the load and you book it for me. You work with the cheaper. I get it. Cheaper put brokers fight each other to see who get it for less price. Everybody knows that. If nobody knows, I telling you right now, cheapers wants brokers take the cheaper loads. That way they can make more money. But
Right.
here is the point. My answer for this guy, Franklin, is give me the contract, send me with the rate confirmation your contract.
You already have that federally protected right, my
They
friend.
won't send it to you.
Right.
They
When
won't.
you guys get a
They
chance, let me get an opinion. And please, how you guys doing?
Yeah. How you
Okay,
doing, man?
hang on
Yeah.
one sec, brother. Hang on one sec. We still have two other people, bro, and then I promise I'll get you in. And thank you for your patience, Andy. I really appreciate it.
It,
Um,
you can let him talk because I like this.
well,
Another thing you can
yeah,
do is put drivers. We spoke together. See your opinion. Not fighting. Just make the conversation.
yeah. That's how we
You know
solve these problems is debate.
because we solved
It's
the
the
problem.
American way. It's the American way, civilly debate. But hey, Adrian, I'm going to get these other guys in. I appreciate you coming back, and let's keep at this. This is how we get it done. We keep
Yeah.
talking. All right,
Send me
brother?
the send me the full rate. Send me the full rate.
Yes.
Send
Amen.
me the full rate.
That's right. All right, brother. Take care.
Take care, man.
371, you too, brother. 371.3. How do I say your name? Mimi88, welcome in. How are you? Thank you for your
Hey, how you doing,
patience.
sir, man? I'm doing good.
Good.
How about
Right on.
yourself?
I'm good, man. Good. Just
Just
trying to
came
unite us all. And
across, just came across your live. I'm in this industry, man. Just tell me where we got it coming, where we got to block.
all right, that's good to hear. Just
I
keep following.
mean,
Keep
it's
following for
it's it's
more.
been brutal, man, for last 3 years. I don't want to take too much of your time, but like I said, I've been in this business since 2009. Started with one truck, went up to like 6, 7, 8, 9 trucks. Was running it, it was always ups and downs, but it was manageable, to
Right.
keep safe trucks on the road, to have new tires, new brakes, all your lights working, all the stuff that they require you. It was manageable to pay the drivers, decent wages, rates,
Yes.
this and that. But for the last, like 3 years, like most of us here, man, it's just hope to God that you don't have to do an oil change.
Yeah,
You're
it's
screwed for that
ridiculous,
week,
right? It's
like
just a
six,
cost of
seven, eight
business.
hundred dollars. I mean, I do a lot of repairs myself. Not that I want to, but I'm kind of forced to.
But
You
that's
know,
irrelevant. You shouldn't have to.
I
You shouldn't
shouldn't
be
have
forced
to,
to.
but like I said, I'll change my own wheel seals. I'll change my own tires. I got like a mini shop in my truck. I mean, I break down. First, I waste like 5, 6, 7 hours trying to figure it out myself, and then
Right.
eventually, when I can't do it, I gotta call somebody. But that's like 2 weeks, worth of
Oh yeah. Yeah.
your money
Of your.
gone, and it takes such a long time to recuperate that. And then
Yep.
by the time you start making money, something else, I mean, they will break. I understand that, So, but like the other guy was talking about the brokers, look, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and blame anybody, but I just know one thing though. Every time when I call for a load, try to book a load, you try to negotiate, you can't agree to the rate. But for example, I just had a guy in Cali. It was a team run. They wanted to go to out there by Austin. At start, they were paying 3,200, and I was like, no way. I wanted to be even flat at 4. They're like, nah. We only got so much in it. But every time I book a load, and it's just so curious to me. Like, it seems like they never make money. They're always breaking even. I'm like, well, all you guys are in business. You're breaking even. Nobody's making money, and I guess we're the only ones that are making money, but we're struggling.
Right. Right.
So they ended up paying 4,000. So how do you go from 3,200 to $800? So when they really need it, they will pay for it, and I guarantee you they're
Sure.
not paying
The
out of their
money's
pocket.
there.
Money is
Right.
there. Now,
Yes.
who's taking it? Who's not? I know we're not getting it. That I can
Exactly.
tell you that.
Exactly.
So like, they'll start in the morning, with the bullshit ass rates, this and that. And if they really have to cover that load, especially if they got a day or two, to cover it, you ain't getting nothing.
Right.
I just lost a whole day today in Georgia, man. I'm trying to get a load to go to California because I tried to run, east and west,
Yes.
and dude, they're giving you 2,400 miles for 2,600, 23.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's. Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not like
ridiculous.
you're gonna get to California and go back for like 7, So it's brutal, man. Like I said, wherever you got me, hey, I'm ready, man.
Well, you know how you
Block
can
the
help.
wire,
You know how you can help. Tell people to follow. Tell people to like, share, comment when I'm on these lives. Like that's my primary goal right now, uniting all 3 truck drivers in one area so that we, the truck drivers, can decide what we're going to do. It's not about me, bro. This page is our page. This is your page, bro. This is not my
Well,
page. You
I
understand? Like that's
appreciate
how my
that,
heart feels, bro.
but
It's not about me. I'm just one tiny chain that's alongside all you other men and women. That's it. I just want a decent life for my family as well. I'm living paycheck to paycheck too. Don't think I'm doing well. I'm in the same boat. That's why I started this because I'm sick of it. I don't know what to do. So fine, you want to waste all my time and money? I'll spend a lot of my time fighting back. That's what I'm doing. And a lot of
Yeah.
people are joining. And it's amazing. We got what, almost 17,000 people now. That's just in like 9, 10 days. I have amazing people that are molding me, shaping me. I would love my ultimate dream. I would love to be now. I would love to be a trucker's advocate. Uh, and all I do full time is be a lobbyist for the truck driver and their families, for the
Well, I
American truck
appreciate
driver and
that.
their
I
families.
appreciate your
That's what I
time.
would love to do. The brokers, the shippers, whoever, they all have lobbyists, mega carriers. They got lobbyists changing and reversing laws that go in their favor. All right, we will pass laws and I'll do all the hard work to make sure that we pass laws and reverse law. We'll do this. Same
I'm,
medicine, right?
hey, I'm
We'll do
here,
the
like
same
whatever
thing, but
needs
in
to
our
be done.
favor.
Hey,
Why not?
I'm all for it, man. But like I said, as many as here in this live and on this platform, I said, yeah, we'll all go strike, protest, block, whatever.
Right.
Until we don't get those big guys to come and join, I don't think we can do
Bro,
much.
listen. That's where respectfully I disagree. The mega carriers are only 14% of this nation. You and I are 86%.
Well, let's go
We
then.
have the power, bro.
Well,
It's
let's
not, see,
go.
that's what they want you to think. There's so much false information put out there to get us to think these not good things, right? Like we have a driver shortage. Not true. Lies, gaslighting. We need an ELD for safety. Wrong. I thought we
I
had a
think
free
those are
market.
bad.
I do
Those are
too.
bad.
I
Because
think
those
we're
ELDs
adults and
make you drive when you don't want to. Like if I don't
right.
like driving night, I'm forced to drive night. It doesn't
Right.
matter if I slept 50 hours at a certain time, like between 5 and 7 in the morning. No matter how much I slept, I get tired at those period of time.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think
I hear you.
that's I and the driving rule, 11 hours or 14 hours or
Man.
so something
Right.
like that. I mean, that's something. I mean, that we can worry about later, but we got to get where we can make money and stay on the road and
Well,
you
hey,
know
we're doing it, brother. Help me out if you can. Like we're on YouTube now also. This is
okay.
my plan. I have heard that. Thank you for all the gifts, you guys. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the likes and the shares and all you patient people. I really appreciate you guys all being here, spending your time with me. But just so you know, Mimi, oh man, I drew a complete blank. So half of the nation allegedly is on TikTok, and the other 50% is on YouTube. So I started a YouTube channel last week. I just started putting videos out there. There's 25 subs, maybe more. As soon as we get 50 subs, we can go live over there to get even more truck drivers. I think we're going to get about 1.5 million here, 1.5 million on YouTube. We get the 3 million, then we take action. And I think we can do it fast. I believe we can do it in 30 to 45
I
days
mean, who
because
wouldn't want
that's
to
what we
do it?
need. Well, we can get an executive order from Trump like that. I mean, things could change on a hat on the drop of a dime. We all know that. Things can change on the drop of a hat. So don't think a lot of people like they lose hope. So they say like drivers will never unite, this and that. There's already a ton of people just from my energy extending that energy saying,
I
no,
mean,
dude, bro, truck drivers are uniting, blah, 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 blah. And it's great. That's what I'm trying to do is psychologically motivate truck drivers to take back what's ours, what we've earned already.
well,
You know?
I don't see a reason who would not want to unite at this
Yeah.
time with this market and with everything that's going on. But you say
Yes.
you went to DC though. Did you talk to anybody or
No. No.
no?
Nobody came out and saw me. No, I tried, and I'm trying again in a couple of weeks. So I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to keep doing it. I might as well. I mean, I'm not making any money, so why
I
not
mean,
get a
yeah. I
load
mean,
out
if you're
there and
gonna,
try for a
like
couple
I
of
said,
days?
I don't
What's
mind
going to
driving
hurt?
empty. I've been driving empty
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 700 miles to get
Yep.
a 50, 30 cents more for for another load. I told myself I better drive empty and not do favors now to
Right.
brokers, to shippers, to whoever haul their heavy loads for nothing. I better
Right.
drive 800 miles empty just to get a somewhat decent load,
Yeah. Yeah.
just to cover some
Exactly.
expenses. Right now it's just covering the damn insurance and all the company expenses, and if you don't have a breakdown, you might have some left over.
Ooh, Phoenix.
So
Phoenix. Chain 777 says DC doesn't matter. Post office is the key. I never considered that before. That's a really good idea. But hey,
Post
Mimi, I'm going
office.
to get some other people in here,
Sure,
brother.
no problem. Hey, it was great talking to you guys. God bless all of you, man.
Yes.
And hey, I'm here. Whatever anybody wants to do, I'm with it, man.
Awesome. Let's do it. Let's
Take care,
roll.
guys. Have a good one.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
brother. Take care. Bye. Bye. All right. Amen. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for your patience. You're still on mic, Amen. And Andy, you're next. But Amen, I think your mic's on, bud. Yo, Amen, your microphone's on. All right, I'm gonna have to go next if you don't take it off. Come back in the cycle, Amen. I don't even know if you're here anymore, but Amen Bahari, come back and get back in line, and I'll take you next. All right, brother. Later. Andy, bro, you are so patient. My apologies. You're awesome, bro. Thank you. What's on your mind?
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure listening to you, watching you. I've been watching you since day one.
Thank you.
You know, I'm not really an outspoken person, but at the end of the day, this is a very serious topic for all of us truck drivers. You're right on every point that you touch, and
Yes.
let's remember, a journey of 1,000,000 miles begins with a single step. And let's just be realistic here. We live in a world where verbiage is very important. So these brokers are very good at their verbiage because in reality, I've been driving for 11 years. I've been an owner operator for 5 years. I had 3 trucks. Now I'm down to one. I
Oh,
have a
man.
6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I'm never home. I'm barely getting by, and
Okay.
and I look at the situation, and it's so conniving because we call them brokers, but the problem is that they're not brokers. They're salespeople. They're salesmen. And when do we ever actually speak with the broker? We never do, because somebody else is answering the phone. They're following the script, and
Right.
I truly believe that we have to take a break, slow down, and fight fire with fire. And what I mean by that is, whenever you take something apart, if you read any manual, how do you put it back together? In the exact reverse opposite of how you began, right?
Right. Of
So
course.
they,
Reverse
they
engineer.
didn't they
Yeah.
didn't drive the rates down from one day to the next. It was a slow, methodical, day by day breaking down of the rates. So I have this idea. When we always say we, right? But the most important part is, who is we? Like to say, we
Right.
have to unite. So I have an idea. I don't know how we can. I'm hoping maybe you can touch on it and push on it a little bit, because
Okay.
yeah, we could always wait for the government. We could always wait for somebody to help us out. But why don't we start exactly how they did? If we just structurized and got a little bit of organization skills and structure skills, let's just say, for example, for the whole next week, no matter what, if we all agree to just go up, let's just say the lowest rate that's just ridiculous is $1.34 a mile for the whole next week, from 5 a.m. to noon. Does nobody take a load, period, that's at least $1.40 or higher, right? We start
Right.
little, we start at the bottom, and I
Right.
guarantee you they will have no choice but to, at very minimum, bump that rate to that $1.40. We
Right.
hold that position just like the Romans would when they put their shields together. The guy on my left is the guy that I gotta watch, and my guy on my right's taking care of me. And then the week after that, we go up another 2 cents, 3 cents. In
Right.
3 months, we'll have that rate to $1.90, $2.10. Oh, wait a minute! I thought the money, because let's be realistic. At no point in time are you ever going to have a broker call the shipper and say, "Oh, hey, by the way, those 7 loads I was supposed to cover for you today? Yeah, they're not going to be covered." Well, what do you mean, Mr. Broker? Why not? Oh,
Right.
yeah, because I know you're paying me 4,000 for it, but I'm trying to cover it at 950.
Right.
That's not an excuse. There, under no circumstance will any shipper ever want to tolerate that BS. They're gonna say, "I don't care. You better only make $5 on that load, but this product needs to go out."
Right.
Because
I like
the
it.
tamale lady on the corner, how if she's selling tamales at $10 a dozen, and she's selling 1,000 dozen a day, hey, she needs her product to progress.
That's
So
right.
I think if we just try to approach it in a different fashion, like united, of course, but tactically, like very structured, very
I like it.
tactical, and bring up the rate. Just if we all just agreed, okay, guys, if you're on the page, if you're following this man that we're talking to right now live, for all of tomorrow, nobody move a muscle unless it's $2.10 a mile. But we can't go too extreme. We have to start very, very little, just like
Right.
how they did. Because
I think that's
how
what
is
they've
it
done over
possible?
decades. Slowly,
Yeah,
over decades,
a
they've
lot.
done what they've got, how they've gotten to the, we've gotten to this point.
Exactly. They talk about, oh, put on your negotiation pants. Well, wait a minute. I don't mind negotiating. What I don't like is having to negotiate blindly. You're telling
Yes.
me you're telling me that it's okay for you to know where my truck is located. You're telling me you get the ability to know what my hours of service are, where my business is based out of, how much the fuel costs in my city of origin. You get to know every detail of everything about my business, yet you can't share the rate. And that's
Right.
the only reason why they will not share their rate, because obviously there's something wrong.
Because
I
they
mean,
band together, they unite.
exactly. I mean, why would you? I mean, who? Let's just be realistic. I mean, who's really gonna say, "Oh yeah, They say, "Well, what's transparency gonna do? It's not gonna help you guys. You guys are crazy. That's not gonna work." Yes, it is. You know why? Because, like you said, 50% of Americans are on TikTok. You think that tomorrow somebody's gonna run a lane that everybody is very familiar with, knowing that you've been doing it faithfully for the last 2 years at $1,800, and you find out tomorrow that, oh, by the way, that lane that you run all the time, these guys are making 6,000 on it. Who in their right mind would ever run it again at that price? So yeah, I know I
Yeah.
have a lot to say, and I really am gonna follow you and keep going with you.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate
I,
that.
I don't think it's something that's going to change from one day to the next. But like I said, please push on. Let's all let's. My message for tonight is, guys, let's get together. Let's slow our heart rate down, our breath, and let's figure out a way to tactically combat them. So why don't we start
Together.
by us making the rate go up, even if it's just pennies at a time? In about 7 months, 8 months, we can have that rate back up. Well, to the point where they're begging us to, please come on, let me make $200 on the load, at
And
least.
nobody goes under that. Period. You don't go under that.
Exactly,
If it costs
exactly.
you everything, if it costs you your business, it costs you your house, it costs you everything, you do not run under a certain amount, whatever that is
Yes,
that we
yes,
decide to set.
yes.
Period.
Let's
I love
yeah,
it. I
and
love the idea.
it already has cost me that. I have gone into debt in
I
every
know.
way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
It's unbearable at this point. I don't know what to do, where to go. But by the grace of God, I'm still here. I'm still pushing.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
give up.
planning on continuing to push. But I also have, during COVID, I took a 2-year break, and I was employed as a sales engineer. So I understand sales, I understand margins, and I know that these guys are really ripping us off. We all
Yeah.
do it. The cat's out of the bag.
Well, the cat's out of the
Thank you.
bag. Well, hey, brother, do not give up. Come back and see us. I'm going to get some other people in here. I really
Thank you.
appreciate what you
Thank you.
said.
God
I
bless
wrote
you.
it down. I wrote it down and I followed you. So let's keep in touch.
All right,
And
let's do it,
I
buddy.
need your help. I need your help at all truck stops. Everywhere you go, please tell people about this channel. Tell people, like, this dude's for real. This driver is not for sale. This driver is about uniting us all so that we can all have enough power to do whatever it is we choose to do. Let's get a committee going together. We'll get a
Yes.
committee of smarter people than us, other truck drivers with 2, 3, 4 million miles we can figure this out, right?
Yep.
Maybe you're the guy. I don't know, but we have to start somewhere, and this is
Yes.
already exploding, so it's exciting. So
I'm
I
I'm
appreciate you,
excited,
man.
man. I mean, we have to
Good.
fight. We gotta do what's right for us and our families.
Yes.
Like you said, this job is 7 times more dangerous than being a police officer. where our lifespan is shortened by some X amount of years. You
62
know,
years is
I
the
mean,
average lifespan of a truck
we gotta
driver.
constantly
Thank
be
you, Vicky.
vigilant, making
Appreciate that.
sure we don't run over just a piece of tire that's gonna damage an airline. This job isn't easy, and we deserve. And it's not even a matter of deserve. It,
Yes.
we need our money back. We need our
Yes.
money back.
Well, we need the middle class. We need our families to be able to survive and stack cash for future breakdowns to keep the public safe. It goes on. Yeah. Just
So
keep
I'm gonna
following
go
for
ahead and be
more.
quiet now. I
All right.
appreciate you listening to me, and thank you. I hope
You're
we talk
welcome,
again
brother.
soon.
Thank you. All right.
God
Take
bless
care,
you.
man. God
Thank
bless.
you.
Later. Bye. All right. Old school. Thank you for your patience, sir. How are you today?
I'm still blessed, my brother. How you doing?
Good. I'm good, man. It's getting bigger and bigger every day. I'm excited. I'm
I
excited.
see that. I see that. I saw a
Yeah.
few posts when you were in Washington begging to get a little time with the president, and I
Yes,
know
sir.
you went out of your way. You drove your truck over there. I admire your passion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go a little bit old school on you, and I
Okay.
hope a lot of the drivers they open their mind to try to understand where I'm coming from. I
Okay.
think if you're going into business and if you're relying on the government for your success, if you're relying on brokers for your success, you're gonna fail automatically.
Sure.
The
Sure.
old school way was before we got a truck, we had a direct account, either from a friend, from a neighbor, and that's how we got a truck. First, we secure an account, then we got the equipment to provide that service. So I hear this guy, for example, he had up to 9 trucks. So the old school way is like, what kept them from getting a direct account? Why are you depending on a broker and then maybe factoring for another 2% and then relying on government to bail you out or to kind of make things easier for you? I don't understand this new mentality. It seems like if the two boards that we have that are manipulating the market, how are you going to get out of this trap if you don't have another option? Uh,
Right.
and then me myself, I'm going to tell you this. I've been on the road for 33 years, and I heard this same scenario over and over because I was the moderator for the Trucks President Future. We had over 600,000 members there. Uh,
Whoa. Wow.
yes, sir. So I was
What
the
happened?
moderator.
Yeah.
So I was there for 5, 6 years. So I learned a lot about the industry and the driver and the sentiment. Why? Because I still drive. I raise my kids out from the road, so all that. But anyways, I
Okay.
heard it so much that I said, you know what? I'm gonna start with a new MC to see what the fuss is all about.
Okay.
And I went 2 years ago. I started brand new to see what the growing pains were all about. And I started, like everybody else when they start with only like 10 brokers because you have an MC. I had more expensive insurance, right? So I basically started like everybody else. Yeah, I had experience and I knew the market for maybe like 28 years or whatever. But I still went out there, decided to try like everybody else, the load board, the brokers, but I knew how to negotiate. I know what the lanes were paying at the moment. So I was able to secure $3 per mile loads.
Okay.
So I started with that. And then from there, in the first 3 weeks, I started prospecting the old school way. Let me go knock on this door. Let me go ask the guy here next door to where I'm delivering to see if they need any trucks. I started knocking on doors. In 3 weeks, I landed a direct account.
Nice. Okay. Everybody
Oh,
listen to what old school trucker's saying here. Listen to
okay,
this man.
3 weeks. So
Yep.
I don't understand all this complaining or it's not possible. I did it again after being stable for, I don't know, what is it, maybe like 28 years. I went old school again and it's still working 3 weeks. Got a direct account. So now
Right.
I have my holdback, right? A direct account. My concern was to go back to it, right? Because once you commit to a direct account, you need to find your way back to that place. So I
Right.
had a 3 plus mile going that way, use the same broker, and then I have my haul back for like 280 a mile. And mind you, these two direct accounts that I had, or no, one from a broker, the other one that was direct, they were at 10,000 pounds each.
Okay.
And I'm driving a drive-in, the swinging doors. So I connected myself with a broker one end, a direct account in the other in the first 3 weeks. I'm still doing it now, 2 years plus later. So
Okay.
so to me, I went old school. Old school still works.
Yes, it
So
does. Yes, it
yes,
does.
sir.
Go talk to
I prove
people.
it.
Educate
I
yourself.
I prove it to myself once again. So to me, I can understand like if you have a single truck, you don't have the capacity, right? If they have a lot of shipments, they say, well, I have 5 shipments a day. But some of
Right.
these guys here, I just heard a guy had up to 8, 9 trucks. You're able to service them completely.
Right.
Here's the thing. When I talk to the shipper, I ask them, what are you looking for? They say, you know what? I want somebody that is time sensitive, somebody that's a professional, somebody that's going to represent me well and make me look good for my customer.
Right.
Okay, and that's where it differs from us carriers. Some of us are on time. Some of us are wearing proper attire. Some of us take care of our equipment because a lot of us out here as carriers, we don't look at ourselves and are not honest with ourselves. Are we asking ourselves, are we providing professional service? Are we dressing properly?
Right.
Are we time sensitive?
So So I completely agree with everything you say. You sound to me like a highly motivated, educated, go-getter. You sound like a hard worker. You sound like you can work well with people. You can talk to people well, and you can find all the right, most of the right angles to be successful. And I highly respect that, and I'm very similar to you. However, I think I think the average person is nowhere near that. Not the average person can't wear all those hats that you are wearing. For example, some drivers are just they're company drivers. They could never be an owner operator, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We need just drivers, right? Not all owner operators. It's okay in America. This is the land of the free, home of the brave. You can be whatever you want, right? You can put as much or as little energy into anything that you choose to do. So all the things you're saying, I agree 100% with you, but I also feel like just because a truck driver is naive or not fully educated or isn't that motivated to wear 5 hats like you or I are willing to wear, I don't feel like they should be taken advantage of. And I feel like why is it in the trucking industry the only industry in this country that doesn't have a set minimum standard? You know what I mean? And a lot of the brokers, the shippers, they've gotten it to be where it's like you can't even ask for a higher rate. You can't even ask for $100 an hour. They'll just hang up the phone on you, right? So not everybody has the same skill set. You know, men like you and I, men like other men that wear many hats, owner operators in particular, you know, they're not the many. I think the many are like, how do I say it respectfully? They're just not willing to wear that many hats. And I don't feel they should be taken advantage of. They are right now. I'll give you an example. I have one friend out of Los Angeles, really good friend of mine. Uh, he's a local driver. He was in the Marine Corps for 20 years, worked for another company for 15 years. Now he's an hourly set driver. He started, so he's got like 30, 32 years experience or something. He started at this company that does intermodal. He started there, I want to say $28, $29 an hour 3 years ago. Now he's at $34 an hour or $35 an hour. And that's great, right? That's great for him that he's risen $7 an hour or so or whatever, $5 an hour in just 3 years. But the price of inflation right now, the 30% inflation, has crushed all his good success. And this is what I want you to really hold on to. Guess what that same company is hiring drivers today, brand new, that come in. If you or I went to that company, they're starting at $17.60 an hour. That's a slap in the face for an American truck driver. Would you agree? A professional driver. Even the most naive professional driver should not be making or starting at 17.60 an hour, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. That's what somebody starting off at McDonald's, that's what my 17-year-old son should be making flipping burgers at McDonald's with his first job while he's going to college, right? Not a professional driver that takes all the risk, does all the work, 90% of the load, leaves this earth on average at 62 years old, 7 times more dangerous than being a police officer or being in law enforcement. A truck driver doesn't live a full life like the average public. They live 2/3. So I agree with everything you're saying. I just I think the wealth definitely needs to be shared out to the American truck driver like it was in the 70s. What's happening right now is absolutely crazy. And it sounds like it's working out for you, and that's great. You know, it's probably working out for, I don't know, 20% of drivers in general have great jobs. They have great pensions. They have great benefit package and retirement package, and they're making good money, right? They're living a really good middle class American family. But for every one driver or business owner, owner operator that is doing great, there's probably 7 that are doing horrible, even if they're trying their hardest. Look at Carol Fuller, right? 71 years in business, and that 600 employees just lost their job. Carol Fuller went out of business after 71 years. And I'm pretty sure they knew what they were doing, right? It just the overall low cost of freight, or the low pricing of freight, is destroying the American dream, the middle class. And it's terrible. I don't know what we're going to do. That's what we're trying to do here. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna go back to deregulation.
Okay, all right.
If you remember the regulation from the 80s, from Reagan and Carter, right?
Yes.
Reagan said it out loud. He says, I'm gonna deregulate this because I want the consumer to benefit. Unfortunately, after deregulation, the idea and the words that he says actually came true, because the consumer supposed to be benefiting from this, but where did he leave the driver? The driver became overregulated. Right? And the consumer is not really benefiting because every cost is going past to the consumer, right? So here's my thing. Let's go back to the driver situation. I had to do this with my own daughter, right? She's gonna go to college. She's gonna pick a career, right? And where she's gonna prosper the most, where she's more demanded for her services. So what do? We study the market and says, okay, you're gonna take a career as a nurse because the nursing field is in need of nurses. So you go ahead and invest such amount of money and such amount of time for her to have a good career because it's in demand. Have these drivers taken the time to study the market, or are they listening to Tick Tock videos of people having the time of their life, speaking lies?
Some yes and some no, but the nursing industry, the medical industry has a minimum rate per hour or salary that they pay. It doesn't fluctuate like the trucking industry. That's what's so complex about the trucking industry. That's why I won't fully agree or disagree with anybody, because the facts that are out there, the statistics that are out there with research, there are so many people that are either lying or saying false things to benefit their bottom line, that it's so complex. I feel like the trucking industry is the last Wild West frontier of the industry. But anyways, we could go for hours. Old school. Come back and see me again. I want to get these last folks in here because I'm going to be leaving soon. Okay. Thank you for coming in, and DM me if you want to talk personally. I would love to talk to you while I'm driving, if that's okay. You sound like you have a wealth of knowledge, brother. I would love to talk to you some more.
Thank you for what you're doing. God
You're
bless
welcome,
you.
man. And you too. God bless you too. Thanks for coming in. Bye. All right, you guys, go follow Old School Trucker. He has a wealth of knowledge. USA, man, you are Very patient man. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming in. How are
Nice
you,
to meet
brother?
you, man.
You
You know,
too. What's
it's
up?
the kind of thing, man. I'm the one of the worst states, California.
Oh,
This is
hi.
the deal. California, you deal with the brokers, you deal with the emissions, you deal with a lot of shit. Plus, the insurance brokers is another thing. California, we only have three companies for insurance.
Mhm.
And basically, they want to put you out of business. You have no choice.
I got to go smog my truck actually tomorrow if I
Yeah,
get a load over there. Twice in a year now.
thinking about, you fail, you have 30 days to fix. You don't fix, you out. That's it. You out
Did,
of service.
did you know they could suspend your license too?
Of
I'm a
course.
Nevada driver, but because I have a California, what is it, clean air or clean something,
Yeah.
if I don't get it smogged within the next 30 days, they could get my Nevada license suspended. That's crazy.
California is a joke. When they have
Yeah,
the fire, they try to bring the truck from out of state. They want to do the smoke before the truck go for kill the fire. Come on,
yeah,
because they're gonna contaminate. California, we need to kick Gavin Newsom out
yeah.
because
Well,
you
good.
can buy a new truck, but the insurance, the price of the truck is gonna kill you. How much money you gonna spend before you make a living? It's
Right,
impossible.
right. It shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that, in
And
my opinion.
in California, the way we stay here, hang. Every time you look around, they wanna put you out of business.
Yes,
DOT, the CHP, they don't care about you.
right. No, they
It's
don't.
all the
No, they
insurance,
don't.
all the insurance brokers. You talk to them, they think so. Everybody make way too much money. Come on, they wanna eat a piece. Come on.
Oh
Even
yeah, yep. And too many people are taking a piece. There's nothing left.
even all
Um,
my buddies, they have a towing business. Any truck 2014 is too old for California. They pay 30, 40 grand for one tow truck. How you can survive in California? It's impossible.
yeah, yeah. Well, brother, you know what you can do? You can get out. You can move. That's what I did at
And this is
18
the
years old. I'm 47, bro. I was born and raised in Temple City, California, and I did this at 18 years old, and I left, came to Nevada because, or actually, I went to Idaho first, then Nevada because California is just one thing after another. It's like you're not even enjoying the pursuit of your happiness. You're not even enjoying the Constitution. You're not enjoying America. You're not free, man. You're just every day is more work to pay some kind of fee or fine or get something passed that you need to survive. It's just one thing on top of another. I'm even getting sick of registration, insurance. I'm tired of it all. It's like how much in our life do we spend just by standing in line on the phone or paying for working hard to pay for the things we need just to survive? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, everybody say you guys make a lot of money, but nobody asking us how much money you guys need to make to survive. Nobody asking the question. They just say you guys make a lot of money,
Yeah,
But for you survive in my state, let me tell you, man, it's impossible.
right. Well, hey, brother, thanks for coming in. We're leaving soon, so
Take care,
we'll get
man.
these.
Nice
You
to
too,
meet you.
brother. All right, you
Take
too.
care.
I'm gonna follow you. Come back and see us. All right. Uh, Act 76, welcome, man. Welcome. Thank you for your patience. How are you?
How's it going there?
Good, man. What's on your mind? Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to drop in and put my 2 cents in on there. I couldn't help but listen to some of the other guys. And was it old school? He mentioned that Ronald Reagan, that the regular trucking, I believe it was actually Jimmy Carter who did that towards the end of his term.
We're having a little bit of a hard time. Sorry to interrupt you. We're having a tiny hard time hearing you, Axe. Can you speak up a little bit or into your mic,
I
please?
think my microphone is just getting weak or something. I'll just get back
Ah.
to you another time when you get on there.
All right, brother. Well, I'll be back tomorrow, so come back and see us, and I'll get you up quick. All right.
All right.
All right,
Thanks.
man. All right, later. All right, and finally, last but not least, Gudu. Did I say that right?
Guru, yes. Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm
Welcome,
great,
welcome.
I'm great. I came across you the other day when you were outside the White House and, just trying to do the right thing. but it seems like you have a great mission you are tackling on, and a lot of people can relate to this. But with all due respect for every guest who have come up here, I have noticed that everyone is like kind of venting and just stating the obvious, but not talking about the solution, right? So
Okay.
I would say that if you're having such a great momentum, you need to take advantage of this time, right? And
Gotcha.
I'm gonna piggyback on what Andy was talking about, right? Like, we're going to the White House and trying to get their attention. That's definitely a way, one way. But I would say that how about we tackle, we pinpoint where this whole thing is stemming from. For an example, I would suggest, because now you have a voice, you should blast these load boards. You have an option to put their name right up there, right next to Trucker Unite. you know
Yep. Yep.
like, do a little bit of your assessment to see where majority of truckers are picking up the loads, and
Right.
now you pinpoint the specific load board and you start talking about them to the point where they're not going to be able to ignore you. And guess what? Majority of truckers who going to see, hey, this is the load board I'm sick and tired of, now they're going to join you. That's
Right.
just my suggestion. I'm not trying to be a smartass here.
No, that's
um,
what this channel's all about, man. That's what
you
it's
know
all
and,
about.
and with all due respect, like, whoever comes up here, I think they should talk about the solution rather than just giving the piece of what they're going through, because we all know what you're going through. Truckers are
Right.
hurting around
Right.
United States. What solutions do you have? How can we get the better rates? If you have those opinions, come up and talk to you about it. And like I said, I'm gonna be backing you up all the way.
Thank you.
I'm a
Appreciate that.
newbie. I'm a newbie in the industry. I came in with a vision and a dream, and the closer and closer I'm getting to this industry, I'm seeing that like how when you have a perfect program, you have a couple of viruses,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So this entire industry got hacked by a couple of viruses, and TikTok
Yes.
is such an amazing platform to actually
Yes.
blast them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
look, that's where you're going to, hit them where it hurts the most, right?
Right.
Right now,
Facts.
really, like right now, we're talking about going to White House, talking to President. Yes, Donald Trump. I voted for him. I'm all about him. But at the end of the day, I think they have a bigger fish to fry. They're just looking at us as like, okay, yeah, one of the industry out of hundreds they have to manage and handle. But where is the actual problem coming from? We
Right.
can directly hit them to the
Yes.
point where they start scratching their heads. Now, if you do that, if you blast these companies, every single individual who is not happy with this company will join you.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
we spoke about controlling the rates, not because we want to buy a yacht or buy a $3 million home and retire at the age of 48, we
Right.
we want to be able to make just a decent living. I mean, if I want to make $19-20 an hour, I might as well go drive Uber.
Yes.
Why
And
am I?
even that's not enough. Uber's not
Exactly.
enough either. That's
Ex-
a whole other thing, you
exactly.
know?
No, but the point is that when I got behind the steering wheel, right, of an 18 wheeler and drive, I'm like, wow, this is work. This is not,
People don't understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is no joke. People think that these are just big cars moving. No,
Yeah, no, 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 no.
this is a whole another animal. You have to, tame and handle and control and care about other people, care about the ETAs, care about the trucks. Pre-trip is inspection is on us, post-trip inspection is on. Like, all these
Yes.
responsibilities I have on me, where I'm required to put realistically speaking, if I want to make decent living, almost nearly, if I'm not exaggerating, 70 hours a week.
Right.
You know, and that 70 hours a week, the amount of pay we're getting, if you divide that into hourly, that brings you right around like 20, 22, $23 an hour, which is ridiculous.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Look, I don't want to take too much of your time and vent here, but I think the points I gave you, like today, I saw JB Hunt. There's a company called JB Hunt,
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm
right?
McCone. I just wait your turn. Sorry, brother. Go
Yes.
ahead.
You know, JB Hunt putting the job post up for 38 cents per mile.
See what I
30.
mean? See what I
No,
mean?
no, so
That's
you
why
have
we're
to.
here.
Yeah, so you have to, Mr. Trucker, you have to put their name right on the top, right on top of your head, in the
Dude, I
back,
love your idea,
like,
brother. I love
like,
it.
like JB Hunt. What the heck are you doing?
And companies. See, I didn't write. You just gave me a new idea. The companies on blast.
You
So
know?
that's the ultimate idea, my friend, is to get us all united on two
Yes.
platforms, the two biggest platforms America use, which is YouTube and YouTube and TikTok. And I encourage you, if you could, please go follow me on YouTube because I'm
No,
trying to grow that
definitely I
channel.
will. I
I'm going
will.
live on both as soon as I get 50 subs. We have 17,000 here. We have only like 25 over there. By tonight, I might have gotten the 50, and starting tomorrow, we'll start going live on both. But so there's that. There's uniting. Then there's forming a committee where we can have lobbyist truck drivers that can go create and reverse laws that do not benefit us or laws that do
Yes.
benefit us. And then there's a minimum rate per mile. And then I love your ideas. I just wrote that down. Put companies, big mega carriers or small mega carriers that do not take care of their truck drivers. Thank you, DH. Put them on blast on one app. Let's design an app where
Exactly.
all truck drivers can go, and none of it's about money. And we create a system like our forefathers did, where no one man's heart, the greed and the corruption can't, because we're all capable of it. I promise you, I'm capable of it, right? So the only way to form a protection from our natural human things that we do, sin, is to put in protection places, to be accountable to each other. That's what I do with
Exactly.
my church family. I have men at my church that I am honest with, that are friends of mine, that I'm honest with to hold me accountable. And they don't scream and yell and judge me. They hold me accountable with the things that
Yes.
I'm sinning with.
I
Um,
totally agree.
so the
Um,
truck, go ahead.
No, I would like to apologize to your audience if I have said anything out of line, or if they cannot relate to my opinion, you know. But that's the beauty of America. We can, we can,
Boom.
we can have our opinions, you know.
First
But
Amendment, baby. First Amendment.
yes, but
Yes.
again, I would suggest, you know, like I would want to join you every time you're live, but I just don't want to hear people vent. I want them to join for the solution and not talk about the problems. Like we already know what the
Yes.
problem is. We
I'm
are
trying,
here,
brother.
you know.
There's so much to unpack with the wild west of the trucking industry. The trucking industry is the last industry that's the wild west. And I do my best to like, hey, I do my best to let everybody's voice be heard, number one, so that you know
Yes.
you're important. And
Oh
this
yeah,
is
you have a
we, the
lot of
truckers.
patience.
Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, years of experience and trial and error. But the second thing is, I want people to know that they're important. Like, what is your comment? What is your complaint? But what is your solution? I'm big on that too, because people smarter than me have told me one thing the government doesn't like is problems. They want solutions. Exactly what you're saying. So you're not wrong in what you're saying. And everybody listen to Guru and go follow him. There's a man that wants solutions. So maybe you need to be a lobbyist for us, bro, and work
Why
for
not?
us as a
And
lobbyist for
now
truck
see,
drivers.
here's the deal. I could definitely help you with an application, with a website.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Really?
Yes, I have a full team, and I will do it on the house. I would not charge you
Oh
anything.
my gosh, brother. I'm gonna
Um,
write your. Will you DM me and I will give you my phone
sure,
number. We need to connect.
of
You
course,
know, like I
absolutely.
said, I really would like this to be not about money. Of course, there needs to be money to run things and to pay people to go fight for truck drivers. But I'm sure truck drivers wouldn't mind that if there was transparency with those workers and every second was being accounted for. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if you're
Yes.
working at home, I want to see proof. If I'm
Yeah.
out here working my tail off as a truck driver and I'm giving $1 a year, let's say, to this organization, I want you to be making videos showing me proof of where you're going, how are you fighting, what laws are you trying to pass or not or reverse for in my favor. I'm doing my job out here. I want to see that you're doing your job, not just collecting money and being lazy. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm
yeah,
totally with you. Whatever I could do to help this industry. Again,
awesome,
I'm no
man.
hero, nor I'm trying
Same.
to catch some smoke here. It's just that I
Yes.
feel the pain. I watch so many videos of these young people who are broken because of the industry, and it's such a sad thing for me to see, like these young bloods who could do so much more in this industry grow and help their current surrounding of people, you know.
And that's just
uh,
their story. Imagine their families.
I
Imagine
know.
the little 5-year-old girls that don't have
Exactly.
a great birthday, that the families that aren't taking vacations. It goes on and on and on. But anyways,
Yes.
I got to get going, brother. I'd
Yes.
love
No,
to talk with you all
absolutely.
night, but
It
come
was a
back and see us,
pleasure.
okay?
Take
You
care.
too,
Bye
brother. All
bye.
right,
Take
take
care,
care.
guys.
All
Everybody.
right,
Good
bye.
night.
Go follow him, you guys, and you go follow everyone else too, okay?
Done, done, done.
All right, brother. Uh, Mr. McCone himself.
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's hear your speech. Let's hear
Looking
it.
good. Hey, listen,
Thank you.
I'm out here at Trucker's Paradise. I just spent the afternoon with Dean and Mother Trucker.
No
And
way.
yeah, I'm here right now. He just left. And
That's awesome.
so at dinner, I told him, I said, listen, he's got a studio he's getting finished up over here.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? I got a friend, Vince, that would be great. He said it's fine for you to come out here and live stream from his studio at the truck stop all day, every day.
Yes.
So you
I'll
can get
try to
out
get a
here.
load there tomorrow.
Trucker's Paradise is awesome. I mean, the showers are great. Free parking.
Free
They're going to have a
parking.
dentist. They're going to have, it's got everything. I mean, this place, the hospitality has been great. They got restaurants.
Wow.
It was really a divine appointment. We talked trucking. We talked AFFTRA.org all day
Okay.
and met some really cool people. And yeah, so
Can we hear a little bit about that real
I,
quick about the AFF?
AFFTRA.org. It's a petition we got.
Okay.
It's for $5 a mile for a company for carriers minimum. It's 3% cap rate on brokerages, and the main thing of this whole thing is the transparency. I want to get that changed, either enforced or changed to where instead of asking, it's going to be mandatory on there, because nobody can really book a load without having all the information.
Right.
And if these brokers, if they're being honest, if they're only taking an honest amount, then they should be no problem showing us the transparency that we ask for when we're doing this. So, and then $1 a mile for company drivers. And what this is going to do is it's going to take the race from the bottom to getting the best company for the job. It won't no longer be everybody trying to get the cheapest, inexperienced drivers they can to haul their freight. It's going to be who's the best, because nobody's going to hire cheap labor at $5 a mile. They're going to be looking for the best driver, the best company with the best equipment, and it's going to make trucking great again. So AFFTRA.org.
I love it. I love it. $1 minimum. $1 minimum for company drivers. $5 minimum for owner operators. Would you say 3%
carriers.
cap on and carriers? 3% cap on
brokerages,
brokers,
and mandatory transparency.
That's a great
and
start.
if you can get on there and sign the petition, there's the Telegram group is growing every day, and yeah, it's just been it's been going great.
I know.
It's been going great.
Sorry, I haven't
called
you in a while.
I haven't been up this late. What was that?
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, sorry, I haven't called you. I've been home for a week with my son, as you know, and
it's okay,
I tried to get a load out. Go ahead. Yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully. Pray I get a load tomorrow, please. Yeah.
Yeah, get out here.
I'm
you
trying.
You need to get out here, bro. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
God's putting things in place. I think this is the time trucking's going to finally get some happenings happen. So
I do
got a
too.
lot
And
of people involved. Everybody's, you're going strong. I'm going strong.
Yes.
This Charlie Kirk
Yes.
thing, horrible thing, but I think we're about to have a revival in this country of biblical proportions. I know that's not really the topic on this channel, but I think
That's okay.
Jesus is going to be in the forefront from now on in a lot of ways in our country, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the momentum, so that's great.
Lambs are waking up.
I don't never stay up this late,
Yeah.
so I'm going to get off here. I appreciate
Right on,
you, man.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you
you're
later,
welcome.
man. Keep up the good work, brother.
All right. I'm going to bed too after pastime. I wanted to get you two in, and then I'm going to bed. So, all right, brother.
All
Take
right.
care,
Well,
man.
tell Pastime I said hello.
I will, man. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Later.
Later. For all of you that are still trying to come up, I apologize. I really try to get as many people as I can in here. I try to get new people every single show. If those of you that have been here before are trying to come up and I don't take you, I apologize. Every single truck driver's voice matters. I haven't talked to Pastime in a long time, so he's going to be our last guest. And thank you for everybody for the shares, the likes, the gifts, going over to YouTube and subscribing to our new channel, Truckers Unite Now on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. And Pastime, what's up, brother from another mother? I think you're mute. Your mic is on.
I doubt you can hear me very well, but can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you going through gears.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. What's up, man? How have you been?
Okay. So anyway, that other guy came on and he said, we need to have something like that. Well, that's what Pastime for a Change is. It's the meeting place to, let people know what we're doing. I mean, the end all goal is to bring us all together where we can instantly talk to each other. Like, if something's going down, it's not the voice of the radio and the distance of the radio across the medium. It's I bought a webpage with unlimited email for a reason. Everybody that is involved, that is actually part of what we actually need to do and needs to get the messages, would instantly get those messages, right? Sent to their email. So we would have the voice between each other, but we'd also have the power of unity so that we literally could take back our industry. Not tyrannically, not say, we're demanding this, which we're never going to get. Okay, transparency. Let me tell you what just happened. Okay, the SBTC just put out a video that explains it way better. Okay, James Lamb. But basically, the SBA, the Small Business Administration, okay, met with the TIA, the Transportation Intermediate Association, which is the lobbying group for the mega brokers. Now, that in itself right there is RICO. Why is a administration for small business meeting with a multi-billion-dollar industry, and how much money was exchanged? Because everything we did since 2020 is now toast. They're not even going to start doing anything on it until 2026. I'm going to be starting a petition on my page to, fight against this and say we're not going to take it. But they want to reset everything. We're going back to the comment session that we had 6,900 comments on. Okay? There was 6,900 comments, and that's not good enough for them. Because the TIA came in and said, we represent small business. Bullshit. They don't. They represent the mega brokerages, TQL, JB Hunt, CH Robinson, all the megas. And you know what they make their money off of on these 1,200 mega businesses? Is the gross annual income. Their whole job is to teach them how to cheat more. Like, this is...
It's dirty business.
God,
it's dirty business,
it's
bro.
Unbelievable. And people don't realize how dirty it really is.
So do me a favor. Do me a favor.
And without unity, we can just lay down and let the steamroller roll us over.
Straight up.
Because you're not
go
getting
find something else to
anything
do.
that you're asking for.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Voodoo
you're not
just
getting
says
anything you're
expose
asking
them.
for. We know that.
in the comments, Gudu just says expose them.
I am.
And Pastime, do me a favor. DM me
am.
all
Go
this
watch my videos.
information. Do you want me to make a video on it also to get the message out there?
Well, James
Because
Lamb
I
made a
can.
great one, and I put it out on James Lamb made a great one, and I literally put it out. I did a recording on X, I think it was, and I literally just put his message in the back. So,
but here's the thing, Pastor.
I mean,
we all need to make videos about this because that one person might be on my channel, it might be on McCullen's channel, might be on your channel. You know what I mean? We all have different people on our channels. So if we all make videos about the same things that are happening, eventually somebody's going to hear it that can either help or wants to get involved or possibly.
The biggest thing is when I make a video, or you make a video, or McCowan makes a video, or Levander makes a video, okay, or Leander makes a video, okay. We need to do all the things on the side. Share it, comment, you know, make it your favorite. Because what people don't understand, okay, your favorites, that's actually when somebody goes and looks at your profile, they look at your favorites. So my video would be in your favorites if you favorited it. So when they look at you, they'd see my video and they'd be like, who the hell is this guy? That's how we get each other out. But, you know, we're all sitting here doing different things, right? Because what you're doing right here, you're getting out on the FYP and you're doing a great job, okay? But without liking, sharing, and making, you know, favorites, we're not doing
it right. I do. By the way, I share your videos. I share his videos. I share Lee and Lisa's videos. I share everybody's videos.
Nobody other than Chris actually favorites my videos. Nobody.
So how do you favorite? Oh, you mean the little
That's
square
that little
with
flag. That's the little flag. You just put it
I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that.
You got 4 little boxes right there. You friend, right? You like, you fave, you comment. Because if you don't comment, you're not getting in the algorithms. It doesn't see it as something that is like, you know, that people care about. Right?
Yes.
If you're watching, and the other thing is you got to watch the video till the end. I mean, I can't do a 15-second video. I can't. So you just touch the screen and put it on speed through and put it at 2 times speed and just watch the video.
Right. I hear you. All right. Well, everybody, you heard him. Go to Pastime, check him out. And what's the website? What's your website? Oh, you're breaking up now, Pastime.
It's my name, bro. It's my name.
Pastime for a change. Pastime for a change. Yep.
You there?
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, it's my name. Pastime for a change.
Okay. Well, I don't know where you went, Pastime, but okay, everybody, go follow Pastime for a change. Go check out his website. He also is a trucker advocate, has some great information. So sorry for anybody I didn't get up. We're gonna do another live tomorrow. Hopefully we're on YouTube. Anybody that's watching, the 151 of you, please, I am asking if you could go over to YouTube and be a sub for us and get us up to that 50 mark so we can go live on both at the same time. Let's get this message out there. The American truck driver and their families need your help desperately. Truck drivers are uniting 1 mile at a time, 1 driver at a time. I love all of you. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for spending your time with me. Time is the most valuable resource on the planet Earth. I know that. I'm not naive to that, and I'm very thankful that you are spending it here with me, supporting other truck drivers. I always tell everybody, go share everybody's stuff. Whether you agree with that, you might not agree on everything that every truck driver says, right? We're not going to agree on everything, that's for sure. Okay, but this is the wild, wild west of America still. So we've got to start somewhere. The first place is unity. That is for sure. So even if we don't agree on everything, let's at least, like Pastime was saying, share, like, repost, tap that screen, share their lives. Let's get them out there. That the truck drivers that you see that are really passionate and love the industry. It's not about the money. It's about we uniting. So I thank all of you for being here. Come back and see us tomorrow. I'll be putting some more videos out there as people give me information. I like to get it all out there. West, what is it? Sorry, 454 West Virginia says, get radios back in the trucks. I agree. I have a CB still. It saved my life one time. I've been trucking 11 years, 1.3 million miles. Saved my life one time. So I agree in the radio time. What time? Darren Jim Duke says, what time? It all depends on what kind of load I get. I've been trying, if or when I get a load tomorrow, I've been trying to aim for all of you and be more consistent. I've been trying to aim for 4 to 6 Pacific. That way I'm not too late for everybody on the East Coast, Midwest, Central, Mountain, and Pacific. I feel like 4 to 6 kind of evens out for everybody. So that's what I've been trying to shoot for. Rosa says Salinas, California is full of B1 drivers. Yeah, they need to go. And the American truck driver needs to. Thank you for the follow. I see you. I see you, 454. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I will leave you with this. A truck driver is supposed to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the truck law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, morally straight. And for God Almighty, 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 13 through 14 is this: be on your guard, stand still in the faith, be courageous, be strong, do everything in love, okay? Because that's the number one thing we all need to have is love, not hate, okay? They're the same emotion backwards, yin and yang. That's why for law enforcement, DVs are so dangerous. Anyways, Chance says I'm muted. Anyways, thank you. Jessica says, I love truck drivers. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate that. So everybody remember, please go to YouTube after this. Go to Truckers Unite Now over on YouTube, and please become a subscriber so that we can get this message out there. It's not about money. It's about unity. I love you guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Later.